Hawkeye Real Estate, Swim Sports, Awards and Screen Printing, Raymond James Financial Services, William Penn University, Fairway, Kinetic Edge Physical Therapy, Roxburt's Decorating Center, Pella Printing, Penn Central Mall, Oskaloosa Vision Center, Robert Auld Investments, and Mahaska Drug. And now, live Oskaloosa basketball action on the No Coast Network.
And we're live from the Indianola High School Gymnasium as the host, Indianola Indians, currently ranked 10th in Class 5A. They are hosting the Oskaloosa Indians, the winless girls team, and of course the top-ranked boys basketball team, and that matchup will be our nightcap. We're about 5 minutes away from the beginning of our doubleheader with the girls. Oskaloosa wrapping up their regular season tonight. 0-20 overall, 0-13 in the Little Hawkeye. Indianola almost the opposite, 17-3 overall, but 13-0 in the Little Hawkeye with their only losses to Southeast Polk here at home, and then on the road at Johnston and at top-ranked Marion, who's number 1 in Class 4A. So this Indianola team's nothing to mess with. My partner, Doug DeCock, who's joining me as always. And on this girls' side, Grace Berg and Maggie McGraw preseason both made the Iowa 8 on the girls' side from the Des Moines Register. So that just tells you all you need to know about how good this team is.
Yeah, they're really loaded at the top there with Berg and Maggie McGraw. And Berg is averaging a little over 20 points, and Maggie McGraw is at 18. So that's a dynamic duo for Indianola. But don't be fooled by that. If you're going to be as good as Indianola is, you got to have more than 2 players, and they certainly do have that with Maddie Sorensen averaging 8.5 points, and then Liza Latham at 7.1. So they've got some players. This is a tough matchup for Oskaloosa. We'll just see. The Indians, I think Wednesday night, is it, Emery? They start district play, so they need to get something out of tonight.
First round of regionals begins on Wednesday at Knoxville for the Indian girls. Coach J.C. White gave me a little insight to what the game plan was tonight. Indianola has 9 seniors as a part of their team, and that includes Grace Berg. Yes, Maddie McGraw is not a senior. You'll have to deal with her next year. But 9 seniors, that's a huge class that they're celebrating. And there is some sentiment as those seniors that may not have seen the floor an awful lot will be playing quite a bit here in this regular season finale for Indianola's girls, which obviously is nice for them, but it may give Oskaloosa a little bit more of an opportunity to do what they want to game plan-wise, and they are not running anything for Indianola tonight, Doug. They're going to be running everything they would like to do against Knoxville on Wednesday. So this game obviously doesn't necessarily matter in any way, shape, or form. Indianola's girls have won the conference already outright. The Oskaloosa girls know that one single win this season, they would much prefer it to be Wednesday versus tonight, as this is just a meaningless regular season game at this point, whereas Wednesday is a winner, your season's over type game. But we are going to be seeing a lot of what Coach White and her staff has been formulating for the last week or so for that Knoxville matchup on Wednesday. And I know Knoxville isn't this team. They're nothing like Indianola. But if you can execute some of those things well against this Indianola team, it's almost like the Pella Christian syndrome, or swinging, your 30-ounce bat with a 10-ounce donut on it. All of a sudden things are going to open up just maybe a little bit easier after you face a team like this, where you try to implement some of those things.
Well, that's a good point, Emery. And at the Pella game, I thought Oskaloosa played pretty good basketball at times. I think they scored 30 points, which would be a good output for them. And so you're right. After you come off of playing a team like Indianola, you might be looking for tougher competition, but it's not going to be there in Knoxville, and that could be a game that they could be competitive in.
That's something that I think would be a victory in itself. I know winning games is the hope, but with just one senior and a load of players that we've seen great development in from day 1 of the season to where we are now, I think Oskaloosa would be perfectly fine with just implementing the game plan, executing the game plan, and being competitive with a chance to maybe steal a win at Knoxville in the first round of regional play. Because remember, even though Oskaloosa only won 2 games in the regular season last year, they did host a regional game against a winless Bondurant for our team, and that winless Bondurant for our team ended up pulling the upset for their first win of the season. Oskaloosa would love for that to be them coming up on Wednesday at Knoxville. But first, it's a chance to see one of the best teams the state of Iowa has to offer. The Indianola girls basketball team, 17-3 overall, 13-0 in the Little Hawkeye. And Grace Berg, 20 points a game. Maddie McGraw, 18 points a game. McGraw is an absolute sniper from outside the arc, as is Maddie Sorensen. The team is just an unbelievable squad. They score a lot of points. They don't allow a lot of points. And this entire conference has been stymied by what they brought to the table, and that includes Grinnell twice.
Yeah, and Grinnell's a really good team there in 4A. They're probably one of the favorites in the 4A field. So, like we said earlier, Indianola is an outstanding team. They're scoring their points per game are averaging 61 points a game. So they can put it in the hoop, and they have a legendary coach on their side.
Yeah, Bert Hansen has been there a few times, I think, and they're the 10th ranked team in Class 5A. By the way, Grinnell is number 3 in 4A, and their only 2 losses this season are to this Indianola club. So that just kind of tells you where this is. We see Grinnell, and we say, wow, what a juggernaut. But then Indianola, we see them demolish Grinnell in both of their meetings this season. And by the way, Marion, who's also in 4A, undefeated in Class 4A, ranked number 1, and they are one of the 3 victories teams have had against Indianola this season. So when you look at that, it makes you think, yeah, Marion's probably the team to beat in Class 4A, but that doesn't mean Grinnell's not a good team. That just tells you the difference between the 10th best team of Class 5A and the 3rd ranked team in Class 4A. So for Oskaloosa to kind of get a look at one of the best teams, that probably the best team that they see on their schedule, is the starters being announced here. Lindsey Holmberg first for the Indians. But against Knoxville, things are going to open up just a little bit easier than they will tonight against this Indianola squad. And Emma Kelderman also going to be introduced to the 5'7" junior. That she's made great strides in her first high school season of varsity basketball. Mary Nelson, she is a 5'7" sophomore. Marley Denberger, 5'10" junior, going to be playing up front.
Mary shooting 36% from threes. She's easily their best three-point shooter.
And then finally, Ashley Dross, the 5'9" junior, will help up front, as that's kind of been a rotating spot, that 5th starter spot the last couple of weeks. So now for the other Indians, the Indianola Indians, wearing their purple and white. First player we learn about is Maddie Sorensen, the 5'9" senior, who is a guard, by the way. She is a guard. And she's joined by Carrington Kuehl. She is a 5'8" senior as well. We talk about 9 seniors. Rachel Riebhoff is a 5'8" senior as well. She'll be out on a wing. You can tell that she's not used to starting, as she had to be told to go shake hands in the center circle with her opponent. Also in the starting lineup is Liza Lathram, the 5'8" senior. And then wrapping it up is the other senior, Grace Berg, the 6' senior. So like we kind of figured, no Maddie McGraw to start this game for Indianola. We are going to see a lot of those 9 seniors in the game, however. So as the flag is lowering itself from the top of the center of the floor, let's go ahead and take a listen in and listen to our national anthem.
This time we ask that you all please rise, removing your hats, as we honor our country with the sing of our national anthem by Indianola senior Lexi Hasty.
The Star Spangled Banner here live from Indianola, and nice to see students singing it. You don't see that all the time, but that was an excellent rendition. And we're getting ready for some basketball. Indianola wearing their White uniforms trimmed in purple. Indians across the front, purple numbers front and back. They shoot at our left hoop here in the first half. Oskaloosa wearing their road maroon uniforms trimmed in white. Oskaloosa across the front, white numbers front and back. They shoot at our right hoop here in the first half. We play 4 8-minute quarters in girls basketball, and we're getting set to go here. Doug, not an easy matchup for the Oski girls, but you're looking for execution, knowing that the game plan that we're going to see tonight is also the game plan we're going to be seeing on Wednesday.
Yeah, exactly, Emery. But as I mentioned before, I thought they played pretty decent basketball against Pella last Tuesday night. So hopefully they can pick up from that game and keep executing.
It's it between Berg and Denberger. Berg wins it, and it is going to be Indianola basketball. You'll see on your screen on MCG Channel 7 as well as our website, radiokmzn.com. It says Indians and Oski. Now, don't get those confused. Oski is Oski. Indians is Indianola, but these teams both share Indians as a mascot. So, in the front court for the first time, it is Kuhl. They'll rotate it around. Here's a three from Sorensen. We talk about her being a sniper from outside. On the rebound after the ball in and out, knocked out of bounds by Drost. It'll stay down here with Indianola.
So Oskaloosa comes out in like a 1-2-2 zone, and Indianola throws it around the perimeter before they get a three-point shot.
Well, this team can shoot it over you, but Knoxville not so much. They have some good athletes, but they don't have a lot of deadly three-point shooters like Indianola does. So what may not look like it's working in this one very well could be what you want to execute in Wednesday's game against the Panthers.
So I like this. Oskaloosa switches their defense up and goes to a man.
Look at the nice drive by Sorensen. Just got a good step with the left hand away from Kelderman, and Sorensen gets the first two of the game for Indianola. Kelderman can't find anybody to get it in, and they're going to call her for 5 seconds.
Well, Marley was late going to the middle there to get the ball. All they're doing is the front two defenders for Indianola just switch on the screen, so the screen really doesn't do any good there. You've got to run to open areas, not just to an area where there's a defender standing.
Berg from the top of the key buries a three off a pass from Sorensen in the paint. This team, you remember in this building last year, it wasn't pretty. I think it was 47-2 or something like that.
Yeah, it wasn't good.
So the two teams are on very different wavelengths in terms of the talent and experience that they have. As Denberger drives, her shot was blocked, but they're going to get a foul on Berg on the attempt, and it'll be 2 shots coming for Marley, who on the season is 72% at the free throw line.
Yeah, looked like a pretty good block to me, but they're going to pick up the foul and get 2 shots for Marley here at the line.
And all the way in on the first free throw from Denberger. That, of course, was the first foul on Indianola and the first foul on Grace Berg. Second one rattles out, and the rebound pulled down by Sorensen, and she'll push it the other way for the Indians. Go into the corner, Kuhl to the top, and this is a Reboff. They swing it to Sorensen. She gets into the paint. Little floater is off the back iron. The rebound was tipped out, however, by Lathram and eventually chased down by Sorensen.
Well, got to be more aggressive going for the ball.
And then you just leave plenty of space for the best player on the floor in Berg, and she just slices in and lay it in for 2 more. She's got 5 early points. There's a bad pass by Holmberger right to Berg. Berg, unselfish play, leaves it for a lay-in by Sorensen. Now it's just Berg doing what Berg does. Set him up for that pass and eventually got the assist on the lane from Sorensen. Nelson gets it into the front court. Denberger's pass was tipped by Berg. She gets it back. A couple of dribbles. She leans in, takes a little floater about 10 feet, but miss. Rebound, Grace Berg. Not a terrible look for Marley. Cross-court pass. Reboff goes over into the left corner to Latham and gets it right back. Senior night for Indianola. They are celebrating 9 senior girls. Their pictures were all out in the entryway as you walked in, which was kind of cool to see. As Berg, they're being very patient. There's a cross-court skip pass to an open look in the corner, but Sorensen can't hit it. But Berg, the tallest player on the floor, able to get the rebound, go right back up and lay it in. She's got 7 quick ones. It's 11-1 in favor of Indianola here in the first 3 minutes of action. 5 minutes to play here in the first.
Well, rebounding out of a zone's difficult, but boy, we're not even looking to go for the ball, just kind of standing around on the glass.
Draw shoots it over. Berg misses, but it lands right into Berg's lap. Now she'll run it up herself, go over into the corner to Kuhl, but she is going to travel on the little pass fake, and it gives it back to Oski.
Big crowd here already tonight. This might be the first time that Oskaloosa is going to be outnumbered by the fans. fans for the other team. So Sorensen on the steal, lay in.
13-1, the ball loose into the front court. Berg's going to come out of there with the steal as Indianola continues to show their press is one of the best. In the corner, Kuhl wide open, too strong, but look at Sorensen on the glass. Fouled, goes back up, scores it for 2, and she goes to the line for 1 more.
Just no intensity to rebound the ball right now by Oskaloosa. They're just standing around, letting Indianola do whatever they want on the glass.
15-1, Indian lead, and that's Indianola as the free throw in and out by Sorensen. And the rebound pulled down by Marley Denberger. She'll push it ahead, no pressure off the miss, and then she nearly throws it away, but good read by Kelderman, able to corral it. Here on the elbow draw, she's going to aggressively take it to the rim, but miss. The rebound was tipped, but goes right into Berg's hands. So it's already her 4th rebound. She's going to push it ahead again, drop it into the corner, and then back to the top. Reboff, that's a late whistle, but the right whistle, as it was clearly a traveling violation on Reboff. So McGraw does make her debut here, replacing Reboff. Reboff has scored just 11 points this season, hasn't gotten a lot of playing time, but as we mentioned, all the seniors are likely to get some level of playing time in this, the final game of their regular season careers. Knocked out of bounds here by McGraw. It'll stay here. McGraw, 5'11 junior, and she is special. 18 points a game, very long, athletic, can shoot it from anywhere. Inbound pass from Kelderman finds Denberger. 4 minutes to play first quarter, 15-1. Oskaloosa trailing by 14. There's a nice high-low look, but Berg got a poke on it, and then Holmberg got a piece of it, and it's going to be a jump ball underneath, and it will stay with Oskaloosa. So good hustle by Oskaloosa. I like the look from Marley. It's just with the lack of outside shooters, the Indianola help is on time all the time because they know they can leave shooters open.
Yeah, and they're playing the passing lanes too, so it's difficult to throw it even around the perimeter.
Nelson catches it outside the arc, but her pass was kind of in between Holmberg and Denberger. There wasn't really an identifiable target of that pass from Nelson. It ends up being a jump ball, and this one will go back to Indianola. 3:40 to go, first quarter, 15-1 Indianola. Oskaloosa still struggling to find their shot. Into the front court, now Kuhl to the top. McGraw swings it to Sorensen, who then rotates it to Latham. Latham to Berg, to Sorensen, then to Kuhl. Kuhl drops it down to McGraw. She'll kick it back out. Latham had a look, but passes it. Goes to the top to Sorensen. They go outside. McGraw, she's a shooter, and this one won't go in, just a little short. But Berg on the offensive glass goes back and lays it in.
Well, good hustle by Drost on the low side of the zone there, going from under the basket out to cover the three-point shot. We just got to have more of that.
Nelson does it herself to get it into the front court against the pressure. Holmberg with it. She'll drive, kick it out to Kelderman, who will eventually secure it. She's working on Sorensen. She'll drive with her left hand and draw a foul. She is a lefty. She prefers the left hand. Sometimes that'll catch the defenders off guard, as Jillian Jennings will check in here with 2:47 left in the first and will replace Marley Denberger. By the way, that was Carrington Kuhl. Got the foul, second team foul on Indianola. To inbound is Holmberg. Searching, lobs it in, finds Kelderman. Back to Holmberg, to Nelson in the corner. Goes to the block. Jennings up, under, nowhere to go with it. Gets it back out to Mary. She thought about a three, but then thought better of it. They eventually get it to the right wing, and this is Drost. Drost, they're trying to get it down to Jennings, but Berg's long arms on Drost. There's just no angle to get it around her. They eventually go down the other way. McGraw gets her first two on a nice little feed by Berg. She doesn't mind playing facilitator.
No, she doesn't. McGraw's a good one to facilitate, too.
Picked away from behind by Kuhl, and it's going to be another steal here. Fifth Oskaloosa turnover here with 2:13 to go, and all five of them have been on steals. Here on the right wing, this is a three. Sorensen, nothing but air. Good read by Nelson as she flies in and gets the rebound. Nelson looks, steps right to the top of the arc. Nobody picks her up, and she knocks down the three for Oski's first bucket. You talked about it in the pregame. She is efficient from three.
Yeah, 36% from three-point line, and she hits another one here to get Oskaloosa up to 4 points.
It is 19-4. Berg on the cut, just a little strong, but got it right back, goes back up and lays it in. She's got 11. It was a good look initially by McGraw, but Berg blew the initial lay-in look, but got her own rebound. Some would call that stat padding. Go back up and get 2 more. She's got 11 to go along with 6 early rebounds, and then a lazy pass, throwing it right to Lathrop. And then Lathrop finds Cool on the drive. She can't get it to go. The rebound loose, though, and eventually Latham gets it. Latham was left alone for 3, but didn't want to take it. Here's Berg back to Latham. She's going to skip past to Cool in the right corner, and then over to McGraw on the right wing. And Berg's wide open underneath. I do not know how that happens.
She about missed it, though.
I'm not sure how that happens. Latham just kind of waited. The seas parted, and they found Berg wide open underneath. As now Drost attacks, finds Nelson outside. Jennings had position for a moment, but they couldn't get it to her when she had it. This is not the matchup you're looking for if you're Oskaloosa. Drost being guarded closely by Berg. Jennings had the position to get the ball in the post there in front of Latham as Kenzie Cook comes in to replace Drost. But Drost trying to make that pass around the long spider-like arms of Grace Berg. Probably not the matchup you're looking for.
Yeah, I'd like to see Jillian get a little bit lower on her post and get her feet a little farther apart.
Well, now Jillian's being guarded by Berg, and then Kenzie Cook trying to get it to her again. Berg gets the steal and gets the lay-in on a nice pass from Maddie Sorensen. So Berg's got 4 steals to go along with 15 points. Oskaloosa has 7 turnovers, all on steals. The ball knocked out of bounds. It'll stay with the Indians here, Oskaloosa Indians. 25-4 with 30 seconds to play in the first quarter. And this is Indianola's game. And again, Sorensen just reads the pass and knocks it out of bounds. And timeout. Coach White surely frustrated. 30-second timeout. 25-4. You know, with Grace Berg not down there, Jillian's going to get some looks. And that's obviously where Oskaloosa wants to initiate the offense when she's on the floor. Okay? But when Grace Berg's guarding her, you're not just going to be able to bounce it in there to her. You're going to have to get creative.
Even if you do.
What's she going to do against Grace Berg?
Good, yeah.
I mean, they're not going to double her, so it's not going to really affect. You might be just better off having Jillian stand in a corner somewhere and just waiting for the play to be over with. You just want Berg to be out of the way. Either way, we'll see what Coach White said to the team in the 30-second timeout. There's 29 seconds left here in this first quarter. It is 25-4. 10th-ranked Indianola, that is in Class 5A. And there's another lazy Cook pass, stolen yet again by Berg. And then underneath the finish, Sorensen. She's in double figures with 10. Quickly ahead, here's Jennings. Jennings, good pass over to Nelson. Oskaloosa has an opportunity here with 8 seconds to go. Cook to Kelderman, over to Nelson. Nelson with 3 seconds. Now goes to Jennings. She's got to shoot it. Somebody's got to shoot it. Cook at the horn. That shot, I think, was blocked by Maddie McGraw, and that'll retire the side in the first. 27-4, Indianola doing what Indianola does. We'll take a short break, be back with a second after this on the No Coast Network.
Lighton State Bank understands that everyone's financial needs and goals are different. That's why it's essential for you to bank with a local bank that knows you personally and professionally. Lighton State Bank is that bank. They understand your financial situation and work diligently to help you reach your financial goals. They're committed to working with you and for you every step of the way. Lighton State Bank, serving you from Lighton, Pella, and Monroe. Grow strong with us, member FDIC.
Providing high-quality professional eye care with a truly caring staff is what Oskaloosa Vision Center has been doing for more than 30 years. With our state-of-the-art equipment, we can provide comprehensive eye exams, prescription glasses, and contact lenses, as well as medical care like eye infection and disease treatment, emergency eye care, and pre- and post-operative aid. Newborn to adult, we have the experience to meet all your eye care needs. Oskaloosa Vision Center. Come see us today.
We're starting the second quarter. It's Indianola 27, Oskaloosa 4 in girls basketball, and they're going to call a foul on Latham as she tried to intercept the ball at midcourt. Latham gets called for number 1. That's just the 3rd team foul on Indianola. Oski only was called for 1 team foul in the first quarter, so neither team getting called for a lot of whistles, but Oskaloosa's committed just 8 turnovers to make it 9 as Berg able to get the steal. Unfortunately, all 9 of those turnovers have been via the steal variety, and 6 of the 9 have been stolen by Grace Berg. McGraw drops it off Sorensen, slices, loses the ball out of bounds. It will go to Oskaloosa. Good defense on the interior by Oski, but Berg 6 steals in the first 8-14 of this game.
She can cover from half court to the baseline, really.
Well, I mean, if you look at her arms are so long. She runs like just a regular athlete, as that's just a poor pass from Kelderman.
One.
That one was a little bit easier for her, as that ball just missed everybody. Sorensen underneath. Nice finish by Maddie Sorensen on an exquisite look by Grace Berg.
Nice catch on a high pass there.
Here's Holmberg. She's going to drive. Berg's there. And I don't know if that's a tree that you want to go after, but she's able to get the shot up. Misses it, however. Rebound pulled down by Sorensen. She'll get it to Berg this time. She'll go baseline. She's surveying all the time. She wasn't even looking at the rim.
No, she's out just having some fun right now.
Sorensen underneath, up and under off a pass from McGraw. 14 for her. So you got 15 from Berg, 14 from Sorensen, and they're sharing the ball. They're getting a lot of steals, and Oskaloosa they're having trouble even getting clean looks at the rim. The only made field goal was a 3 by Mary Nelson, then a free throw by Denberger. Other than that, Oski has been stymied on the offensive end. It's 31-4, Indianola, 6:40 left, first half. On the right elbow, it's Denberger. She'll kind of wheel in. McGraw, so tall and long herself, she forces a tough shot and then clears out the rebound. And then quickly ahead, and the finish by Sorensen. How about McGraw's passing ability?
Well, something happened there. They're really cheering. I'm not sure what it is, assist record or something maybe.
Here's an elbow jumper from Denberger. Knocks it down for Oskaloosa off a pass from Kelderman. Sorensen now has 16 points. I don't know. That's an interesting.
Bird for 2.
I mean, I'm trying to keep stats here. As Nelson's double teamed in a trap. Somebody's got to help her. And then they just pry it away from her. And it's going to be Sorensen, or McGraw rather, who gets credit for the steal. Missed shot underneath. McGraw lost it, has it knocked away. Kelderman and her are fighting for it, but Kelderman landed on the end line, so it'll stay here. Okay, so I have 11 turnovers for Oskaloosa, all of them by Indianola steals. Drost, Kaylee Johnson back in, replacing Holmberg and Denberger. New 5 in for Indianola. Reboff will come back in, as well as senior Morgan Bolton. Senior Sydney Sickles, who I know especially from her pitching ability on the softball field. She is a good one. Allie McCoy, another senior, 5'11", as the inbound pass leads to an open look for Reboff. She misses. Kelderman comes out of there with the board, but travels as she picked up the ball. Also out there is senior Tori Litchke. She's 5'7". 30-second timeout, Indianola. They lead at 35-6. We'll take a quick break and be back with more after this on the No Coast Network.
Experience and talent can take you far in the game of basketball, and the same is true for real estate. Hawkeye Real Estate in Oskaloosa has the largest pool of experienced real estate professionals ready to assist you through the home buying or selling process. Make the slam dunk choice and get the job done with an experienced and talented Hawkeye agent. See what the most experience can do for you. Call 641-673-MOVE. or visit us at hawkeye-re.com. Proud sponsor of the Oskaloosa Indians' new Dunkometer.
35-6, Indianola with a 29-point lead. We still have 5:38 left here in this second quarter. Oskaloosa only has 4 players on the floor out of the timeout. Kelderman will come back out there. It's Amanda Fay, Kaylee Johnson, along with Mary Nelson, Kelderman, and Ashley Drost. Coach White just looking for some effort here as Indianola, like whatever game plan that she was hoping to run, Indianola's just ruined with the starters and all the steals. As Kaylee Johnson gets a steal on a pass from Reboff. And she picks it up, drops it down nicely to Amanda Fay, and she'll go to the line for 2. That's a good play overall by the freshman Kaylee Johnson. Kaylee has had a problem turning the ball over with the ball. Her level of efficiency has been a little suspect this season, but there's no denying her athleticism. There's no denying her speed, and she's got good instincts overall. It's just a matter of execution for her.
Yeah, that was a nice play right there. Good look into Fay, and was able to get the foul.
Amanda missed the first free throw as Kinsey Cook comes back in to replace Kelderman. One more at the line for the freshman Fay. Hasn't gotten a lot of attempts at the line, but has good touch on the interior, but anything outside of 10 feet is a little subjective at this point, and she airballs the second attempt. So 0 for 2 at the line for her. The foul, by the way, was Sickles, her first, and the team's fourth of the half. Oski just has one foul on them in the half. Here on the left wing is Litchke. Over to Bolton. Bolton finds herself open, fires a three, misses. The rebound was knocked down by Johnson, but right into the waiting arms of Ellie McCoy.
Well, and I think that one foul's indicative of just not playing hard, you know, physical.
Litchke, swing pass long two, buried by Ellie McCoy. 37-6, 4:45 left first half. It is Nelson in the front court as Indianola has pulled back the pressure. It is Johnson, kind of a rip through, just a little strong on the shot. It wasn't a terrible look for Kaylee inside 15 feet, but the rebound Litchke, and here comes Indianola. Right wing, Bolton. Probably not related to Michael Bolton, but that'd be cool. She's got it.
Which Michael Bolton, the singer or the runner?
No, certainly
No,
the
that's
singer.
Michael Johnson.
Yeah, I was going to say, I'd much rather be related to a singer than a runner. Outside the arc, Litchke, she wants a three.
Oh,
why not? Reboff gets credit for the assist.
They're all pouring in points for Indianola right now.
Hey, it's senior night, so you can't complain if seniors are scoring if you're Indianola. Here's Nelson. She probes to the right, gets by a couple defenders. Tough shot, and I think Sickles is going to get her second. That's actually not going to Sickles. That is McCoy, my mistake. Sickles is 32. McCoy is 31. My bad. Nelson, good Oskaloosa shooter, switches the first free throw. The development of Mary Nelson is going to be really important to the success Oskaloosa sees her junior and senior year. She's got to continue to improve her shooting, but also try to add some more tools to the toolbox, specifically ball handling skills and just confidence on the floor. Because she certainly, when she gets an open look, she can make shots.
Well,
makes both free throws.
She is easily their best shooter right now. I mean, Marley is a good shooter, but
it's really 15 feet and in for Marley.
Yeah, Mary's been able to hit threes, and she's got nice form.
Just a matter of trying to get more opportunities for her. Reboff in the left wing. That's just a little strong on it. Nelson, the long rebound on the carom. She's racing everyone down, but it's too strong on the lay-in. The rebound bounces all the way out to Holmberg, and she'll settle it down. Now she'll drive as nobody picked her up, and she'll lay it in. Wow, that was interesting. The Red Sea just parted there. Holmberg will take it, though.
The nice thing for Oskaloosa here is, you know, they can be competitive with this lineup Indianola has out there. So they can get a little bit out of it.
Litchke wants another three. That one well short. Long rebound again. Caroms to Holmberg. She'll want to push it ahead. She surveys and will settle it down. Goes to the right wing. Johnson finds Denberger. She'll get inside. Almost finish the tough little hook, and Litchke fouls her. It'll be Marley back to the line to shoot two, where she's 1 of 2 in the game. 2:57 left here in the second quarter, 40-10, and these last couple of minutes are much better than what we were seeing. But again, it's pressure. When Oskaloosa's facing pressure, it doesn't look like they belong out here. But when they get a chance to play half court, as this one goes around the world a couple of times on the rim, right as we say that, the starters come right back in.
I was going to say the bad thing about that clock stoppage was the new 5 were getting ready to come in, and this is the starting 5.
But what I was finishing saying, when you're getting a half-court game, Oskaloosa has shown the ability to compete with a lot of teams. They are much cleaner in the half court as Marley misses the second. Rebound, Grace Berg. By the way, she's got 17, 7, 4, and 7. That is points, rebounds, assists, and steals. This is the first half. Anyways, outside, and Latham Sorensen wanted to play catch, but thought better about passing it back to her. Now she gets swing it. McGraw catch and shoot, right wing, splash.
Ooh, that was a quick release on that catch and shoot, too. She did not waste any time.
43-11. That pass is high by Nelson, but a good hustle play, good effort play by Johnson, tracking it down before it goes out of bounds. So Denberger out by the volleyball line.
Indianola extending their 2-3 out high, putting pressure on. Marley banks one in, though.
Marley gets 5, or she has 5, maybe 6 in the game. Cool comes back with a 3, misses. Faye, the rebound, and outlets it quickly. Good to see that. She's going to go all the way. Tough little lay-in. Nice. Gets the finish. Mary Nelson going down the floor.
A little 2-on-1 break there, and Mary took it all the way to the hole and laid it off the glass.
Here's Grace Berg. She goes all the way. Is fouled, lays it in. She'll go to the line for one more. I think Faye got a piece of her. Faye's first foul. It's just the second team foul on Oskaloosa. 1:47 left, 45-15. But, hey, Doug, I mean, we're seeing some stuff here.
This is much better than last year.
It was like 47-2 or something like that last year.
Yeah, you're right. We've seen some plays here being made.
Berg does complete the three-point play. She's only got 20 points, 7 rebounds, 4 assists, and 7 steals in the first half. 100 seconds left here in this first half of basketball. And Nelson wide of the mark to Holmberg, throws it away. That's the first turnover in about 4 minutes for Oskaloosa, though.
Oh, that's good. That's really good.
Now, the passes still haven't necessarily been the most accurate thing in the world, but they just haven't turned it over, which is nice to see. So 46-15, minute and a half left. Here's Latham to the left wing and Sorensen. Sorensen goes to Berg. Berg to the high post, McGraw. McGraw dribble to the right, steps inside, and a little floater. I mean,
well,
she's got good.
Her operate.
She's got really good feel of where everyone is on the floor, and she can shoot it in a multitude of ways, especially inside the arc, as Sorensen comes out of there with a steal. So now, right as soon as I say Oskaloosa hasn't turned it over, they turned it over a couple of times. McGraw, she's open. She knocks it down.
Wow, she's a scoring machine.
You know what you do? You tip your cap. You say, you've worked in the gym a little bit. I respect you. And that's that. So inside of a minute left here in the first half, and you know, another little spurt here with the starters makes it a 36-point game. Coach White still looking to try to execute. Nelson has it knocked out of her hands, and then she tips it out of bounds. I'm sorry, this is all my fault. I shouldn't have said anything. Should have just let it keep happening. And they were doing so well for about a 4.5 minute span there, Doug, and I ruined it. You can't trust me with anything. I ruined it all.
That's all right.
Down low on the block is Berg. Oh, she just works all the way around to the other side. Dinberger didn't even know what hit her.
Well, there was no defense. She just stood there on the block all by herself, caught the ball, turned around, and was like, where's everybody at?
Carrington Kuhl knocks it down. What a neat name. Carrington Kuhl.
K's.
It's actually CK, but.
Is it?
Yeah. I would have made it K's, though. That's for sure. I'm a big alliteration guy.
K-E-R-R. Carrington.
Yeah, that would have been sweet. Oh, what
nice
a catch by Dross on a pass from Nelson. I don't know how she could route that one, but
and a nice little put.
It works.
Shot there.
Inside, McGraw at the horn lays it in on a pass from Sorensen, and that'll do it in the first half. 55-17, Indianola's good. They showed it. Oskaloosa had some moments, but once again, Indianola proving that they are indeed one of the best teams in the state in Class 5A. They lead at 55-17 at the break. We'll take a break. Come back, halftime show on the way right after this on the No Coast Network.
The student community at William Penn made an impression on me. It's a real statement that you can come here and be part of something real.
You have the opportunity to participate in activities.
The coaches are awesome. It's easy to play for coaches that care about you.
The real experiences at Penn have helped shape who I'm going to be when I graduate. I work harder because I want to be part of the conversation in class.
I am a leader.
I am a trailblazer.
I'm proud to be a statesman.
Swim Sports is once again open in Oskaloosa. This is Doug DeCock, the new owner of Swims. Along with Doug Swim, we are happy to be open again. Swims has a wide variety of trophies, plaques, and engraving available to Oskaloosa and the surrounding areas. We have an assortment of uniforms, socks, and belts, along with other sporting goods at the store. Swim Sports also provides a full screen printing facility for your screen printing needs. Come check out the new store at 118 A Avenue East in Oskaloosa. The two Dougs would love to see you at Swim Sports.
Kevin, meet your father.
Kevin.
Kevin.
Kevin. Kevin. Kevin.
Kevin.
Kevin.
Kevin.
Kevin.
Trusted advice for life.
Kevin, how's your mom?
Thank you.
Life well planned. See what a Raymond James financial advisor can do for you.
We love to help people with their smiles. Petrito Orthodontics of Ottumwa and Oskaloosa is all about creating beautiful smiles and increased self-esteem that lasts a lifetime. We specialize in creating individualized smiles by committing to make each visit a memorable experience. Our office is equipped with state-of-the-art technology to ensure optimum results. For help with your smile, call Petrito Orthodontics.
Main Street Oskaloosa is dedicated to giving our community the downtown they want and deserve. We bring vibrant community events like Art on the Square, Christmas in July, and the Lighted Christmas Parade to downtown Oskaloosa. We believe in the unique value of our district and work to support business here. Our city's history is important and it drives our efforts in the revitalization and preservation of downtown. In 2017, we received the Signature Project Award for our inspiring and innovative placemaking efforts. Our goal is a downtown Oskaloosa can be proud of. For more information, contact Emily Brown at 641-672-2591.
Dreams start early, illustrated straight from the heart. Big or small, dreams take hard work to grow into reality. To bring your dreams to life, sometimes you need a little help. So surround yourself with people who believe in your dreams and count on Bank Iowa to help you reach them. Bank Iowa, for the dreamer in all of us.
Senior night celebration occurring for the boys basketball team. I kind of like how they're doing this,
well,
Doug.
They're doing
everything.
everything.
They're doing everybody except the girls here during the halftime of the girls game, and then the girls I'm sure will get introduced during halftime of the boys game. But the girls are still sitting courtside and supporting the boys basketball team, and I'm guessing we're going to be seeing some cheer. Maybe some dance.
Well, there's a golfer out there on their third place team. They're doing all kinds of sports here tonight.
Oh.
This is why this game must be played. They had all this scheduled probably Friday night.
Yeah, no, they had this game rescheduled as soon as they postponed the other one. I think they were able to look on Friday and see that the weather wasn't looking too bright for travel after the games were over. When I found out the games weren't happening, I drove straight to Olathe, Kansas to cover William Penn on Saturday. So I couldn't tell you if it did snow or didn't snow. I know you were looking pretty close as to what Mother Nature was doing out there, and I saw that you said, well, I don't know.
Playing at Southeast Falls.
which is really just about 20 minutes from here.
Yeah. The Norwalk played at home too,
which is another 20 minutes away from here, maybe less. Right. They might be closer. So either way, though, they were far from the only schools to postpone, but they postponed to this day. When Ryan Parker, the activities director at Oskaloosa High School, told me at 2 p.m. on Friday that they were postponing, he said the game will be made up on Monday, same time. So they knew, the two ADs were talking about it, and they figured it out either way. But as it stands right now, we're here. We're having fun. The Oskaloosa Indian girls trail the Indianola Indian girls 55-17. Not necessarily super surprising that Indianola is up big at half, but we saw some good things from Oskaloosa. Grace Berg and Maddie McGraw and Maddie Sorensen are just, if I had, you talk about this, like if you could have 5 players in this conference, right? Any 5 from any school, it doesn't matter. I mean, Maggie McGraw, Maddie Sorensen, and Grace Berg could be 3 of your top 5.
Could be, yeah.
I mean,
gal from
Durr.
Grinnell, yeah. Durr.
Give me Durr and maybe even Cameron Moore, and those are my 5. Realistically, I mean, that 5 is going to win me a lot of games.
Yeah.
So, what did you like? What did you like in the first half from Oskaloosa?
Well, I like to see 17 points on the board. So they scored, 30-some against Pella, and they got 17 here.
This is a team that averages about 25 a game. So have 17 at the half against a really good team like Indianola, I mean, that's certainly a positive.
Yeah, that's a positive. And we saw some shots being made, actually, some contested ones. So, I like to see that. Those of you listening out there, we have an Oskaloosa alum that's going to be introduced that lives here in Indianola, and he's a classmate of mine from 1984, and that's Todd Maddox with his daughter Lydia. And those who are Eddyville Rocket fans listening, his wife is Tracy, used to be Richards, is from Eddyville. So just a little tidbit there.
You know an awful lot of people, Dougie. I've been presented this on several occasions, but what is the best Oskaloosa football team of all time? Is it your team in the early 80s, or is it the 1996 state championship team.
Well, I try not to get into that. I mean, that's a no-win thing. They got a ring, we didn't.
Yeah, but I mean, there's several folks, not only just in your class, but around the community that stand by the fact that, I mean, the early 80s was the heyday for Oskaloosa football.
Well, I will say this. We lost to a team that, when they do the all-time great teams in Iowa, Harlan was ranked. That 1983 team that we lost to was ranked in the top. I think they were like 5th all-time, all classes.
And if you think about what Harlan did year in and year out back in those days, I mean, it was just a machine. But yeah, I'm not trying to get everybody all hyped for football, but if you are interested, go check out KMZN on Facebook. You can check out my conversation with Todd Tharp, the football director of the Iowa High School Athletic Association, talk about all the changes that are made for football season next season. Also, I had a chance to chat with Jake Jenkins. You can watch a replay of the Hy-Vee homestretch from last Thursday. We won't have a Hy-Vee homestretch due to postseason play this week, but you can check out Hy-Vee homestretch from last week by going to radiokmzn.com, click watch live. You can check out the Hy-Vee homestretch from last Thursday, I believe it was the 8th, February 8th, and you'll be able to check that out, watch it, and enjoy it, including my conversation with Oskaloosa head football coach Jake Jenkins. So
I listened to some of that, Emery, with your conversation with Tharp. That was interesting stuff.
You like that?
Yeah, I did like that.
He has a lot of good information on the inside of why a bunch of stuff happened, so I thought it was cool. Anyways, while they continue to wrap up the senior day, senior night, whatever it is, with the folks here at Indianola, we'll take one more break, come back with the second half of basketball as it's 55-17, Indianola the lead here on the No Coast Network.
Dreams take hard work to grow into reality. To bring your dreams to life, sometimes you need a little help. So surround yourself with people who believe in your dreams and count on Bank Iowa to help you reach them. Bank Iowa, for the dreamer in all of us.
At Kinetic Edge Physical Therapy, we're proud to keep the Oskaloosa Indians and their fans safe and feeling good on and off the field. Kinetic Edge Physical Therapy is the expert in injury care, orthopedics, and sports rehab, with a new facility in Oskaloosa, complete with an open gym area in addition to several private treatment rooms. If pain is bugging you, come see the experts at Kinetic Edge for a free injury screen. Find out more, including why the Oskaloosa Indians trust Kinetic Edge, at kineticedgept.com.
Look at that mouth. That poor, parched mouth. What'd you eat for lunch? Chalk dust? Did your face storm a sandcastle? You're being awfully quiet. Is that because your mouth feels like the business end of a Dremel saw? Is it because your mouth just wrote a haiku and all 17 syllables were dry heaves? Right now, your mouth could be tongue bathing in the refreshing citrus kick of Mountain Dew. Instead, it feels like you've been motorboating King Tut's sarcophagus. Show some mercy. Crack open an ice-cold Mountain Dew. Ah. You know your mouth wants you to. Do the Dew.
You built a castle so that the prince and princess can live happily ever after. You brought the sunshine to shine upon the whole family's future. But when the sun hides behind the clouds, State Farm can help. We put the life back in life insurance to protect your family's finances, not only in the future, but today.
Call your State Farm agent Kelly Style in Oskaloosa today.
For over 30 years, Pella Printing has been leading the way in the print industry with quality equipment, modern facilities, and skilled staff. The Pella approach combines old world craftsmanship with today's cutting-edge technology to provide brilliant printed products at a value price. They take the time to understand clients' needs from design to pre-press to printing and delivery to build lasting relationships with their customers. Whether you need personalized graduation announcements, oversized posters and banners, marketing materials, or stationery, Pella Printing offers a broad assortment of quality printed products done with speed and precision. Pella Printing, where technology and craftsmanship meet.
At Clow Valve Company, being the premier place to work is part of our core vision, and this includes helping our local community be a premier place to live. Clow cares and is committed to creating a happier and healthier community. By volunteering in local events and fundraisers, by donating to nonprofit organizations, by leaving a better tomorrow than today. Clow is more.
We are Clow Valve. At the half, it's Indianola 55, Oskaloosa 17. The Oski girls wrapping up the regular season here. We talked about it. Although we figured that this was not going to be pretty on the scoreboard with as good as Indianola has been all year. They haven't dropped a single game in conference action, including to third-ranked Grinnell in 2 meetings. We talked about the fact that Coach J.C. White was doing everything she could to try to implement what kind of system that she was hoping to institute against Knoxville on Wednesday in the first regional game. So when we talk about that, when we look at everything in terms of the way that basketball coaches do things, do you think it's, I'm not going to ask if it's a wise decision or not because it's Coach White's program, but do you feel like you have to abandon certain things if they don't work here, or do you feel like you're even getting a good enough look against Indianola with the athletes they have? Because while I respect Katie Keichus just as much as the next guy, and Knoxville in their conference championship team out of the South Central Conference just as much as the next guy, I wonder how much of a look Coach White and her staff is getting from what's working and what's not working against Indianola when you know that Knoxville is a completely different thing altogether. Although the offense has been okay, like we talked about, I mean, Graceburg does not play for Knoxville.
I think what you're talking about is trying to maybe get the ball inside to the post a little bit, which is
you can't do
no here. And so yeah, you're just don't beat your head against the wall trying to keep doing it. You're not going to get anything out of that. Just do what you can do. You got tomorrow to work on some things, and then come out and execute your game plan on Wednesday.
How many schools in this conference use on Wisconsin?
There are a lot of them.
It's got to be at least 5 of them.
That must have been the most popular fight song back when
I went to Ottumwa High School, and somebody wrote Ottumwa's fight song, okay? Ottumwa has a one-of-a-kind fight song. It is not a regurgitation of a collegiate fight song. And I'm not saying that's bad, but everybody's got on Wisconsin. It's crazy. Anyways, Indianola basketball to start the third quarter. They lead at 55-17. We'll have the running clock here throughout the second half unless Oskaloosa gets it within 25 points. Out to start the second half is the 5 that usually start. Lathram out there with McGraw, Sorensen, Kuhl, and Berg. Berg sets a screen. The 3 on the way by Lathram was offline. Rebound, Mary Nelson. She's had a nice game. 7 points, 3 rebounds, and an assist. And a couple of good defensive plays as well for Mary. We'll see if she can continue that here in the second half as Kelderman gets it to her. It is Kelderman, Nelson, Drost, Denberger, and Holmberg, the 5 that started the game for Oskaloosa. There's a bad pass from Nelson, however, right into the waiting arms of Lathram. She finds Maggie McGraw, who gets the ball to spin off the rim and straight in.
Not missed a little lay-in there. I think she was just checking out her spin skills as she spun it off the glass.
Hey, you know, it's not terrible to mess with that English a little bit. As Kelderman, trapped by Berg, kicks it back out. They go to the free throw line. Open look for Denberger. That's her wheelhouse, but this one was long. The rebound loose. Kelderman eventually outworks everybody for it and gets it back outside. Oskaloosa can set up the defense, or the offense rather. As Denberger, she has really nowhere to go. She needs to find somebody else, and she eventually does. Kicks it to Holmberg, who gets it to Nelson. Left wing, it is Kelderman over to the short corner and Drost. Drost to the elbow. Here is Denberger. She finds a little opening to get it to Nelson, but she has Berg right there. She didn't want her shot to get blocked. Now Denberger kind of lopes into the lane, has her shot knocked away. Drost comes out of there with a rebound. Oskaloosa very patient on this possession, but I've been unable to get a clean look at the rim. Denberger.
Well, I'd like to see Marley just when she catches the ball, keep it high and put it up and shoot it.
Well, with Berg guarding her one-on-one right now, it's probably not a good idea if this current matchup stays the same, as there's Holmberg's pass knocked away by Lathram again. 6:08 left, third quarter and counting, but it's been this has been a minute-long plus possession for Oskaloosa with a couple of offensive rebounds.
Yeah, this defense they're playing, it's almost like a matchup zone. They'll looks like man-to-man, but then they'll pass it off, and it looks like a zone.
Here's Kelderman to the top. And taken away. It is McGraw. Quickly ahead. Oh, nice little feed by Lathram. Finds Sorensen for 2. Liza Lathram with the nice setup. Kelderman. And Drost just took her eye off the ball, lost it out of bounds. You would hope in future in the future, Doug, that those are the kind of turnovers that just get eliminated from the Oskaloosa program.
Yeah, I think there's a lot that can be cleaned up, obviously. That's just dribbling, passing, catching. 3 of the skills that really need to improve over the summer months.
We'll see how they do that. As Sorensen, short corner, McGraw gets it in. Berg, tough up and under finish, can't get it, but she'll get her own rebound and kick it back out. McGraw, she'll go baseline, kicks it into the corner. Cool with the catch. Nearly stolen by Kaylee Johnson, but then Latham able to tee up a 3 and buries it. That's just a good overall play offensively by a team that's sharing the basketball incredibly well. We have 3 players for Indianola that are sitting right now with 4 assists each. You don't see teams with 12 assists as a whole in an entire game. We're halfway through the third, and we got 3 that have 4 by themselves. Here's Stenberger, lobs it to Kelderman, and that's Berg. That's anywhere she is not where you want to be with the ball. Here's Holmberg. She gets an open look on the elbow. That's a good look, but the shot not executed and missed. Quickly ahead, Berg just beats everybody down the floor. Latham out the rebound and gets her 5th assist, and Berg, that's as easy a 2 as she's going to get.
That's the case of people are not running down the floor right now.
Here are the Indians of Oskaloosa with the ball, and poked away by McGraw, knocked out of bounds. They'll say it stays here. 3:35 and counting as we have Amanda Fay checking in. It is Kaylee Johnson with it out at the center circle over to the right wing, and Fay is fouled out beyond the arc. It is Latham. We haven't seen a lot of whistles in this game either. What is your prognosis there?
Well, I was just thinking about that. I know I've seen this gentleman towards us quite a bit this year. I think the other 2 are kind of new, but I always kind of try to get a read on the officials. I think they can be pretty tight. I think we're going to see a tight called game in the boys' game.
So they're just saving their whistles, is what you're saying.
Well, early on I saw a couple ticky-tackers in this game, which leads me to believe that that's how they really want to call it.
Here's Denberger. She fires this one up in traffic. That's off the backboard. Maddie Sorensen, her 5th board. She surveys, pushes ahead. Latham left all alone, but Oskaloosa closes out quickly. Reboff came into the game. They go over to McGraw. Catch, shoot, in and out. Rebound Berg, underneath, back up and in. Man, how nice would it be to have her on your team?
Yeah, she's just athletic. She moves. Look, she's still telling people what to do. She does not slow down. That's really impressive.
She just knocked that out of bounds.
66-17 game, and she's not taking time off out there by any means.
Latham and Sorensen will exit. We got a couple of new players in. We got another new player in. Kendall Klatt, 5'7" freshman, as Berg now will come in.
Now, all the coaches for Indianola have bow ties on tonight. Is there any significance to that? I saw Coach Foster wearing one the other night.
Coach Foster, I just think, likes bow ties.
Yeah, then maybe they're coming back.
I like me a bow tie. I got married in a bow tie. I went to prom in a bow tie.
Oh, okay.
Holmberg is fouled underneath. Good feed by Kaylee Johnson. Lindsay will go to the line to shoot a couple. Also into the game for Indianola, junior Jaden Forbes, junior Allison Coffey. So a couple of players that might have to get pinched into some work for Indianola next season as Lindsay rattles home the first free throw. This is going to be a part of Lindsay's game she's going to continue to work on. Just shooting in general. She's shooting less than 20% from the floor overall, but she does as she switches both free throws. But here's the thing, Doug. She gets to her spot on the floor better than pretty much everybody in an Oskaloosa uniform. So it's going to be imperative for her next year to be able to finish some more of those open looks she gets.
Yeah, she's not too bad at dribble drives. She's just got to be able to finish.
Reboff buries the triple.
And that's another new score, isn't it?
That's her first 3, yep. Johnson goes to the left. There's no Berg out there. They find Fay. Fay just a little short on the little bunny. Rebound loose and eventually collected and fired ahead by Allison Coffey. Here's McGraw. Not nearly poked away by Nelson. A minute to go here in the third with the running clock, 69-19. It's all Indianola, folks. Reboff to the free throw, or to the volleyball line, rather. Dribbling to the left is Kendall Klatt, just a freshman. A little bit of a weave outside. Into the right wing is Klatt. Klatt surveying, taking their time. Indianola is Oskaloosa not allowing, but there's a drive and a missed shot. Denberger comes out of there with the rebound, rips through and gets it ahead to Johnson. Johnson picks it up, hands it to Marley. Marley goes over to the right wing. Mary Nelson just short on the three, and there's going to be a foul over the back on Amanda Fay. That'll be her second. That's just the third foul in the game called on Oskaloosa.
Yeah, the technical term for that is a push.
Over the back?
Yeah, I got texted that. There is no such thing as over the back.
Yeah, but if you're on the radio,
I know,
and we talk about a push, I mean, come on. McGraw misses with 4 seconds left. Denberger, a bounce pass. Holmberg wants to beat the buzzer, and good effort by Klatt, hustling back. Nightlander give a good look, and that will do it for the third quarter. 69-19, Indianola leads by 50. We'll take a short break. We'll be back with the fourth after this on the No Coast Network.
Room for improvement in your investment game plan, or that maybe you should send in some new plays, take a time out and talk to an experienced investment professional. I'm Bob Auld of Robert Auld Investments, an investment advisor with over 31 years of experience in Oskaloosa and Southern Iowa. Let me help you find some new strategies. Call 673-9448 or 1-800-444-AULD.
Robert Auld is a registered representative offering securities and investment advisory services through SagePoint Financial Inc., member FINRA and SIPC.
If you are looking for brand names close to home, then look no further than Penn Central Mall in Oskaloosa. Penn Central Mall has a wide variety of stores for people of all ages. Find the perfect pair of silver or Vigas jeans at Maurice's. Get a pair of Oakley sunglasses from the smiling staff at Eye Care Partners. Cozy up with Ashley Furniture from Gilworth Furniture. And find that dazzling diamond from Gardner Collier Jewelry. When you're done, grab a bite to eat at Mir and Cheeto or the Pizza Ranch. It's all at Penn Central Mall in Oskaloosa. Shop, walk, and enjoy. Penn Central Mall.
Indianola 69, Oskaloosa 19. Girls basketball, it's Oskaloosa ball with the running clock in effect as the Indians will wrap up their regular season after this quarter of basketball. Fay taken away underneath. That's a good defensive play by Allison Coffey. Going the other direction. A couple of pump fakes, nowhere to go, then firing it up wildly and missing. The ball tipped back out and eventually taken on the rebound by Jaden Forbes. Carrington Cool got a little ahead of herself down there. She's back in the game. Cool. Out to McGraw. Maggie McGraw still out there. Cool. Play some catch. And Indianola really taking some time off the clock here, leading big. Cool, right wing, left open, three, just off to the left. Rebound tipped by Denberger. Kaylee Johnson gets the rebound. She is being pestered. Eventually she is fouled. So did you hear the news, Doug?
What's that, Emery?
William Penn University made a big announcement today.
I did hear that. I watched that today, and I think that is a fantastic move because that is a couple of the biggest growing sports in America.
It is Jillian Jennings who will check in. She will be replacing Holmberg, I believe.
Yes. And you want to tell them? You break the news to the
Well, we
listening
announced
audience.
it live as it was happening, but Nick Rule, the activities, I keep saying that. He's the director of athletics at William Penn. He gets mad at me every time I call him an activities director. High school ADs are activities directors. Nick Rule is the director of athletics at William Penn University. Either way, here's Johnson pull up from mid-range. Nicely done. Nice pass by Nelson leading her to the rim.
Nice back cut by Johnson there.
A lot of good things for Oskaloosa offensively. It's cool. They're lining her up. They want her to get three, and she does, and she claps her hands. That was her first points of the game.
They're trying to get everybody on the board here.
Yeah. Okay, so anyway, like I was saying, as Oski's got the ball, knocked away by Kuehl.
Everybody's on the edge of their seat out there.
Oh, we'll never get to it as McGraw on the outlet from Kuehl.
Uh-oh, timeout. Oh, they're just going to have subs.
Yeah. Okay, so anyways, quickly, the Oskaloosa College, which is called William Penn University, with Director of Athletics Nick Rule, they announced today they are adding 3 sports to the William Penn program. That is men's volleyball and men's and women's lacrosse. Those are emerging sports, and William Penn's trying to get on the front end of it. As this ball tipped, Faye's got it into the paint, kicks it back out. Nelson fires a right wing three. That one's strong off the back rim. Rebound loose. They're going to call a foul. I believe it'll stay down here. Good effort by Johnson on the rebound. The foul is going to be on Kendall Klatt.
Yeah,
14th foul, but
lacrosse is a huge sport that is growing big time, and William Penn playing in the heart of America with a lot of schools around the Kansas City area. Lacrosse is big in Kansas City right now, so it's only going to spread.
Denberger down low. I think she was trying to get Faye, but couldn't get her. William Penn working a big lineup here. Is they're going to call a foul on Forbes. 15 foul. 5 minutes and counting here, 74-21, Indianola a big lead. Jennings will get to trigger the inbound. This was a lineup that I was kind of hoping we would see eventually for Oskaloosa, as Nelson gets knocked to the ground but will get called for a traveling violation, and that will give it back to Indianola. You're running Denberger basically a 3 with Amanda Faye and Jillian Jennings playing the bigs. It gives you options with Denberger maybe to bring the ball up the floor. I know Coach White was thinking about trying to find a way to make this happen, and then it would just be who the guards are. Obviously, you'd like Nelson on the floor because of her shooting ability, but then who the other guard's going to be. It's Johnson right now. It could be Holmberg in the future. It could be Megan Mortman. I don't know, but this is an interesting lineup, and I'm interested to see if Coach White in the offseason can find a way to try to piece together all 3 of these bigs on the floor at the same time.
Well, you got 3 freshmen out there right now.
Yeah, the future bright. We can't say that enough. As Nelson gets a steal, and it lands in the lap of Denberger. She'll push it ahead. She's basically playing point guard right now. Loses it, but gets it to a wide open Nelson. Tees up the 3 and rattles it home.
Right on line. So Mary, that's probably her high point out. Put her close.
Nah, first game of the season she had like 24.
Oh, my bad.
She made like 6 threes. But since then, she's right there. She's got 10 in the game. Look at the slice and dice all the way, lay-in by Jaden Forbes. She's on the board for the first time. So by my count, Morgan Bolton, Kendall Klatt, Allison Coffey, Sydney Sickles are the only players that haven't scored.
And here they come.
Sickles, yep, you're on it. And the ball loose on the deck, and they're going to call a jump ball. It will go back to Indianola with 3:20 and counting to go, as Litchke, Sickles, and Ellie McCoy will come back into the game. But so we talk about lacrosse here, and why I think it's really important is because now you can really dig into those metropolitan areas within the Midwest, like Chicago and Kansas City, that play a lot of lacrosse, but also the East Coast. I mean, the East Coast is lacrosse all up and down the coast. You're going to be able to pull some kids from there.
Denver is too.
Yeah, Denver's really picked it up as well. But here's the thing, Doug. William Penn is in on this early enough at the NAIA level. They could build a big program before it reaches the Grandviews and the Mount Mercies.
I agree. I think it was a fantastic move, and jumping
that's men's and women's as well.
Yeah, jumping over to the volleyball thing with the men's volleyball.
There's Morgan Bolton, by the way, just got her first 2.
I think Grandview, don't they have like a national championship type team?
Yep, #1 in the nation in men's volleyball. Mount Mercy.
Team right in your conference.
There's 6. There's already 6 Hart teams that have men's volleyball.
Oh, okay. Yeah, that's going to be fun to watch. I love to watch volleyball, both men's and women's.
Nice feed from Nelson. Finds Faye underneath. That's her first 2 for the Indians with 2:15 to go. And the seasons, if you're wondering, men's volleyball plays January to about April. They play after the women's team finishes their season as Kaylee Johnson knocks us out of bounds. It stays here, 78-26 Indianola over Oski girls basketball, 2 minutes to play. And then lacrosse is basically a February to May sport. They play basically the same length of time that the baseball and softball teams play.
Is that, would that be the same if it was in high school too, do you know?
I think it's roughly the same, yes.
February.
There might be some fall ball as there's a steal by Denberger taking it away from Sickles. Right corner, Nelson fires another 3, this one around and out, rebound loose. Faye battled for it, but eventually Johnson comes out of there with it, gives it to Denberger. Minute and a half to go, Denberger on the elbow, leaves it for Nelson, back to Denberger. Nelson, backdoor cut, finds Johnson. I really like some of the passing I'm seeing from Mary Nelson as Jennings sticks with the rebound, goes back up, too strong. Rebound, again, Faye battling for it, but eventually taken by Sickles underneath. And then they're going to call a foul on Jennings. I like the effort that Oskaloosa has. I like the pieces Oskaloosa has. I'm not sure how many games they'll win next year, but they certainly have the ability to compete with a lot of teams they've played this season with some of that experience and a continuous growth with these players returning for next year.
Yeah, this is the first time I've really seen this lineup out
That's what I was saying. So. When you run those 2 bigs and you got Nelson out there as Faye rejects McCoy. Rebound pulled down by Johnson. She's surveying, tries to find Nelson. Good catch by Mary. That was an excellent job by Amanda Fay on the block. Try to go to Fay on the block down low. Block to block to block. Rebound pushed out of bounds by Indianola, and it'll stay down here with the Indians of Oskaloosa. 20 seconds to play. I'm telling you, though, you can run Marley at the 3. That gives you some options. She doesn't have to play down on the block, and you might be able to save her for a few more looks. It's a nice pass from Jennings, finds Fay, who lays it in. And with 6 seconds left, that'll just about do it. Oskaloosa, there were certainly positive moments in this one, but that'll do it. As from the volleyball line, Reboff, the senior, fires up a 40-footer.
was saying no.
Either way, it was an air ball. I can't blame Reboff. She doesn't play very much as a senior. So either way, 78-28, Indianola the big win. We'll go ahead and we'll take a break, come back and give you a wrap-up of this one, get you set for the boys basketball game. When we return, Oskaloosa falls to Indianola here by a score of 78-28 on the No Coast Network.
Mahaska Drug in Oskaloosa, getting your prescription filled is easy. The large covered drive-thru and easy access to the front door is convenient, and the friendly staff is always ready to help you. With a variety of goods and home decor, Mahaska Drug is sure to have the perfect gift for any occasion. Have your favorite photos developed and framed at Mahaska Drug's framing counter, and cherish your memories for years to come. It's all at Mahaska Drug in Oskaloosa, where they have been committed to a healthy community for over 20 years. Call 673-3439 or stop in today. At Mahaska Drug in Oskaloosa, getting your
Hawkeye Real Estate is your one-stop source for everything real estate in Mahaska County and the surrounding area. Whether commercial, residential, or acreages, we've got you covered with the area's largest pool of real estate professionals, full-time support staff, and property management services. With over $19 million in sales volume for 2016, Hawkeye continues to be Oskaloosa's leading real estate office. Discover what thousands already know. When it's time to make a move, get the Hawkeye Edge.
Can I get some help?
Whatever they went through together.
Welcome, guys.
Life well planned. See what a Raymond James financial advisor can do for you.
This is the Pepsi that's got a date with your taste buds. We're talking a two-step with you and 2 tacos at 2 a.m.
Order number 83. Come on, you're up.
This is the Pepsi that has mastered the art of the late-night munchies and is always down to dig into some deep dish. This is the Pepsi for po' boys, pulled pork sliders, and the godfather of all sandwiches, the Godfather. This is the Pepsi for those who are forever fun. This is the Pepsi for every generation.
Lighton State Bank understands that everyone's financial needs and goals are different. That's why it's essential for you to bank with a local bank that knows you personally and professionally. Lighton State Bank is that bank. They understand your financial situation and work diligently to help you reach your financial goals. They're committed to working with you and for you every step of the way. Lighton State Bank, serving you from Lighton, Pella, and Monroe. Grow strong with us, member FDIC.
Providing high-quality professional eye care with a truly caring staff is what Oskaloosa Vision Center has been doing for more than 30 years. With our state-of-the-art equipment, we can provide comprehensive eye exams, prescription glasses, and contact lenses, as well as medical care like eye infection and disease treatment, emergency eye care, and pre- and post-operative aid. Newborn to adult, we have the experience to meet all your eye care needs. Oskaloosa Vision Center. Come see us today.
We're back here from Indianola High School. Indianola, a 78-28 victory over Oskaloosa in girls basketball. We found out during the break that you said everybody was really happy and celebrating at one point during the game. Well, we found out it's because Maddie Sorensen just got her 1,000th point in her career, and it's a little interesting. She's only played here at Indianola for 2 years. She's averaging only 8 points a game, so you would be like, huh? She's only scored about 300 points here for Indianola, so you're like, what? Well, apparently she was a massive scorer at the small school that she came from.
Adair Casey.
Adair Casey, and had herself quite a career there. And
700 points.
Yeah, so imagine that. Could you do that? I don't feel like a lot of kids these days could do that. You know, be somewhere where you are an absolute star as they're recognizing a local police officer who helps with the DARE program. So anyways, you are the star. You're the team at Adair Casey, right?
Yeah.
And then you transfer to a powerhouse, and all of a sudden you're at best the third option. She scored over double as many points in 2 years at Adair Casey than she did here at Indianola. Like, I feel like it's the other way around. You know, we see guys who are at big schools like the third option that decide, hey, you know, maybe I should just go to a smaller school.
You do see that, the third or fourth option even, or the first one off the bench.
Yeah. So they'll go as, looks like we have some men dressed as women and women dressed as men.
Yeah, not sure what's going on.
What is going on?
We've come here. We're not sure what's going on, folks. We got guys dressed as girls, girls dressed as guys, and it's a competition here.
They're getting votes right now.
They're getting votes.
Okay, well, okay. I'm a little freaked out, but anyways, not that that's wrong or anything. I wasn't expecting that. I wasn't expecting to see guys in dresses when I came to Indianola High School today. So anyways, but to see a player like Sorensen kind of take on a role, much less of a role, playing with two legitimate all-state caliber 5A players, I mean, that's something you don't see too much.
Yeah, that's a credit to her. She wanted to get in the bigger classes, and that's probably going to help your college.
She's going D1 too, isn't she?
So that's probably why she did it. That way the recruiters and stuff get a better sample of what you can do when you're playing in 5A.
Okay, so she had a nice game. 18 points, 5 rebounds, 4 assists, and 2 steals. But that was only good enough for the third most points by anybody in this team. Grace Berg, all-time leading scorer here at Indianola, 26 points, 9 rebounds, 4 assists, and 7 steals. Most of that damage was done in the first half. 19 points for Maggie McGraw, who actually came off the bench here as they allowed Reboff to start. Since it was her senior night, McGraw's just a junior. She also got 1 rebound, 3 assists, and 2 steals. The team as a whole had 21 assists. Liza Latham had 5 of those to lead the way. They had 16 steals. Oskaloosa turned it over 21 times. Indianola only had 5 turnovers by my count. So really clean. There wasn't a ton of fouls called in this game. 10 points for Mary Nelson led the way for Oskaloosa with 3 rebounds, 3 assists. Merle Denberger had 6 points, 3 rebounds, and 2 steals. 4 points for Lindsay Holmberg. There were still some positive things for Oskaloosa, though. I mean, there were still plenty of things that I looked at in this game, especially during that little brief period in the second quarter where they were playing basket for basket and playing really well on both ends of the floor. We talk about it. If it wasn't for the darn press that they saw every game, Oskaloosa would be competitive in most of the games that they play.
Yeah, I mean, the press, definite pressure gets them, whether it's full court pressure or pressure on the perimeter. It really becomes a problem for Oskaloosa to deal with. So, they scored some points tonight, much better than last year. They got a big game on Wednesday to try to keep their season going against Knoxville, and that's not going to be easy either.
Well, they were attempting to try to put things together game plan-wise for that, so we'll see what happens in that regard. But as it stands for me right now, I said it as the game was winding down, I'll say it again, Doug. There are pieces here that are intriguing. We saw for the first time the Faye, Jennings, Denberger front court, which allows Marley to be more of a finesse player as the 3, while Faye and Jennings are going to be relied on to do a lot of the inside, interior, dirty work. We have Mary Nelson, who will continue to improve her shot, which is already an adequate varsity jump shot, especially from three-point land. It's just finding who that 5th player is going to be, whether it's going to be a senior leader for next year like a Holmberg. So we saw Kaylee Johnson out there doing it. Megan Mormon has the ability potentially to be that player. Maybe a new player steps up and takes over that role, but there are some intriguing pieces for this Oskaloosa girls team.
Yeah, we'll just have to wait and see. Hopefully they work on their game in the offseason and come back next year and get some good numbers out for basketball. and can continue to improve.
That's what they're going to be looking to do. They have one game at least left on the slate. It is a regional first-round matchup against Knoxville. That game will be on Wednesday, and you can check that game out here on 99.5 FM and AM 740 KMZN and radio KMZN.com. And that'll be audio only for our coverage for the Oskaloosa girls in Knoxville on Wednesday night. We'll go ahead and take a break. When we come back, we'll shift on over to the boys' side as Oskaloosa looking to improve on their 17-2 record, looking to clinch an outright conference championship with a win here tonight as they'll take on an Indianola team who's been pesky. We'll talk about them when we come back. But Oskaloosa getting set in boys basketball when we return after this on the No Coast Network.
Experience and talent can take you far in the game of basketball, and the same is true for real estate. Hawkeye Real Estate in Oskaloosa has the largest pool of experienced real estate professionals ready to assist you through the home buying or selling process. Make the slam dunk choice and get the job done with an experienced and talented Hawkeye agent. See what the most experience can do for you. Call 641-673-MOVE or visit us at hawkeye-re.com. Proud sponsor of the Oskaloosa Indians' new Dunkometer.
The student community at William Penn made an impression on me. It's a real statement that you can come here and be part of something real.
You have the opportunity to participate in activities.
The coaches are awesome. It's easy to play for coaches that care about you.
The real experiences at Penn have helped shape who I'm going to be when I graduate. I work harder because I want to be part of the conversation in class.
I am a leader.
I am a trailblazer.
I'm proud to be a statesman.
Swim Sports is once again open in Oskaloosa. This is Doug DeCock, the new owner of Swims. Along with Doug Swim, we are happy to be open again. Swims has a wide variety of trophies, plaques, and engraving available to Oskaloosa and the surrounding areas. We have an assortment of uniforms, socks, and belts, along with other sporting goods at the store. Swim Sports also provides a full screen printing facility for your screen printing needs. Come check out the new store at 118 A Avenue East in Oskaloosa. The two Dougs would love to see you at Swim Sports.
Kevin, meet your father.
Kevin.
Kevin.
Kevin. Kevin.
Kevin.
Kevin.
Kevin.
Kevin.
Trusted advice for life.
Kevin, how's your mom?
Thank you. Life well planned. See what a Raymond James financial advisor can do for you.
We love to help people with their smiles. Petrito Orthodontics of Ottumwa and Oskaloosa is all about creating beautiful smiles and increased self-esteem that lasts a lifetime. We specialize in creating individualized smiles by committing to make each visit a memorable experience. Our office is equipped with state-of-the-art technology to ensure optimum results. For help with your smile, call Petrito Orthodontics.
Main Street Oskaloosa is dedicated to giving our community the downtown they want and deserve. We bring vibrant community events like Art on the Square, Christmas in July, and the lighted Christmas parade to downtown Oskaloosa. We believe in the unique value of our district and work to support business here. Our city's history is important and it drives our efforts in the revitalization and preservation of downtown. In 2017, we received the Signature Project Award for our inspiring and innovative placemaking efforts. Our goal is a downtown Oskaloosa can be proud of. For more information, contact Emily Brown at 641-672-2591.
The boys warming up. It's Oskaloosa set to take on an Indianola team who last year was the basement of this little Hawkeye conference. This year, not so much. One of the better teams in conference play. Now they are just 12-7 overall and 7-6 in little Hawkeye play, but that's quite a leap from last year to this year, and it's because of Evan Gauger and Quinn Vesey. They're two guards that we could see coming last year, Doug, but Oskaloosa just throttled them in their first meeting this year in Oskaloosa. But second time through this conference, it hasn't been that easy against these teams second time around. Do you think the extra couple of days gives Oskaloosa a little bit of an edge preparation-wise, energy-wise, as they look to try to get an outright conference championship by winning this game here tonight?
Well, I don't know about that, Emery, but I do know one thing. This is a big game. This is for the outright conference championship. We better be ready to play, otherwise we're going to be leaving here with an L. As you mentioned, Indianola, they're coming in winning 7 of 9 games. One of those wins was against the Norwalk team here in Indianola. They shoot the three really well at home. So this is going to be a dogfight. I don't care if we won by 60. I look for this to be a close game tonight.
Indianola and their head coach, Brett Watson, last time out, a 3-point win at Grinnell, which is a little close for comfort, and then they only beat Ottumwa by 2. So a couple of teams you thought they would kind of annihilate if they were a really good team, but they were able to win close games, which makes them even more scary to me. They've been in close situations recently, you know what I mean? So you can say, well, margin of victory this, margin of victory that. It takes a team that has experience in close games to win close games. And if you think you're going to have close games, the more games that you've had to win that are close, the better off that you are. So we'll see what Indianola has in that regard. Gauger leads the way at 19 a game. The kid is an excellent player, just a junior. His running mate, Quinn Vesey, is also a junior. He averages 12.5 points per game. But as they go, as that duo goes, so do the Indianola Indians.
Yeah, and obviously they weren't going in the first matchup, but
28 points as a team, I think, something like that.
Yeah, just looking at their body language tonight, they are very confident. They realize, they know they beat Norwalk here. They realize that Norwalk beat Oskaloosa a week ago or 10 days, whatever it was ago. So they're not intimidated or scared. Now, if we can jump out and get on them quick, then I think you might see them back down a little bit and get their dauber down, and you could rack up some points on them. But longer they hang in this, the tougher it's going to be. And the other reason this is important, if you're a team like Oskaloosa, you're not looking to just make the state tournament. You're looking to win games at the state tournament. And to do that, you want to try to get a nice seed. So you have to really, if you're Oskaloosa, you need to win out. Otherwise, you're going to get stuck in that middle to lower seed range, and you're going to have a tough draw right out of the box if you do make it to state.
Indianola's a 4A team in boys basketball.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, you know how boys basketball seeds state tournaments?
No.
By points. You get 4 points for a 4A win.
Oh,
you get 3 points for a 3A win. Not only beating Indianola matters in the form of you win an outright conference championship, but this is 4 points on the line for seeding if you get to the state tournament.
So then Xavier's going to be the #1 seed no matter what. Probably.
In theory. I mean, that's my understanding, and it's the same as baseball. You can have an undefeated season like Twin Cedars did a few years ago. In 2014, they were like 35-0 going into the state tournament or something like that, and they still were only good enough for the #2 seed. Because the #1 seed, I think it was
Fort Dodge, St. Edmunds or something.
Maybe Dyersville, Beckman. It was somebody, a perennial powerhouse that had like 6 losses or something, but they also won 33 games and played a large chunk of the season against 2A and 3A opponents, whereas Twin Cedars didn't do that. So I believe basketball works the same way when you get to state, not until you get to state. The coaches do the seeding process of each sub-state. Oskaloosa, of course, pretty clearly the #1 seed in their sub-state, but they'll have to play well. We saw how Pella pushed them in Oskaloosa on Tuesday last week, and Pella very well could be their sub-state final opponent. So we'll have to kind of unpack that. You want to know a fun fact as well? I called Southeast Polk to try to make some arrangements for the postseason because that's where the sub-state final is going to be.
Yeah.
Well, somebody forgot to tell Southeast Polk they were hosting a sub-state final. That's all I have to say about that. Southeast Polk didn't even know that they had a sub-state final that they were supposed to be hosting, but of course, I'm sure that'll get all ironed out by the time a couple of weeks comes, and Oskaloosa will be looking to try to get going in postseason play. We still have this game to go, though. This is the conference season finale. Looking for an outright conference championship. The Oskaloosa boys, 17-2 overall, 12-1 in the Little Hawkeye. We'll take a break, come back with the starting lineups and the opening tap right after this on the No Coast Network.
Dreams start early, illustrated straight from the heart. Big or small, dreams take hard work to grow into reality. To bring your dreams to life, sometimes you need a little help. So surround yourself with people who believe in your dreams and count on Bank Iowa to help you reach them. Bank Iowa, for the dreamer in all of us.
At Kinetic Edge Physical Therapy, we're proud to keep the Oskaloosa Indians and their fans safe and feeling good on and off the field. Kinetic Edge Physical Therapy is the expert in injury care, orthopedics, and sports rehab, with a new facility in Oskaloosa, complete with an open gym area in addition to several private treatment rooms. If pain is bugging you, come see the experts at Kinetic Edge for a free injury screen. Find out more, including why the Oskaloosa Indians trust Kinetic Edge, at kineticedgept.com.
Look at that mouth. That poor, parched mouth. What'd you eat for lunch? Chalk dust? Did your face storm a sandcastle? You're being awfully quiet. Is that because your mouth feels like the business end of a Dremel saw? Is it because your mouth just wrote a haiku and all 17 syllables were dry heaves? Right now, your mouth could be tongue-bathing in the refreshing citrus kick of Mountain Dew. Instead, it feels like you've been motorboating King Tut's sarcophagus. Show some mercy. Crack open an ice-cold Mountain Dew. Ah. You know your mouth wants you to. Do the Dew.
You built a castle so that the prince and princess can live happily ever after. You brought the sunshine to shine upon the whole family's future. But when the sun hides behind the clouds, State Farm can help. We put the life back in life insurance to protect your family's finances, not only in the future, but today.
Call your State Farm agent Kelly Style in Oskaloosa today.
For over 30 years, Pella Printing has been leading the way in the print industry with quality equipment, modern facilities, and skilled staff. The Pella approach combines old-world craftsmanship with today's cutting-edge technology to provide brilliant printed products at a value price. They take the time to understand clients' needs from design to pre-press to printing and delivery to build lasting relationships with their customers. Whether you need personalized graduation announcements, oversized posters and banners, marketing materials, or stationery, Pella Printing offers a broad assortment of quality printed products done with speed and precision. Pella Printing, where technology and craftsmanship meet.
At Clow Valve Company, being the premier place to work is part of our core vision, and this includes helping our local community be a premier place to live. Clow cares and is committed to creating a happier and healthier community. By volunteering in local events and fundraisers. By donating to nonprofit organizations. By leaving a better tomorrow than today. Clow is more.
We are Clow. And we're getting set for boys basketball. Indianola High School, we thank you for joining us. I encourage y'all to stick with us for our post-game show after the game is over, which is now sponsored by Indian Hills Community College in Ottumwa. This is your moment, and you want it to be the best. At Indian Hills, you'll learn what you need to succeed. After attaining your degree at Indian Hills, some of you will go on to a university and a 4-year degree, and some of you will get started with exciting careers in 2 years or less. That is a fast track. Indian Hills Community College post-game show coming up after the game this evening. Starting lineups about to be announced for both teams. We'll announce them as they are brought in. We thank you for joining us here live on 99.5 FM, AM 740, KMZN Radio, KMZN.com with the live video stream, MCG Channel 7, as well as the KMZN mobile app. Coach Ryan Parker, the Oskaloosa Indians, 17-2 overall, 12-1 in the Little Hawkeye. A win tonight. They are outright conference champions in the Little Hawkeye Conference. This is the first time they've ever even shared the conference title in the regular season in this conference. It has been since the last time they went to state in which they were sharing a conference title, and that was back in the South Central days, back in the mid-90s, 1996 to be exact. Also, Indianola comes in 12-7 overall and 7-6 in the Little Hawkeye. As Spencer Tucker gets introduced, he is a 6-foot-tall senior point guard for Oskaloosa. He'll be joined in the backcourt by 5'11 senior defensive stopper Tanner DeCock, who is now going to be lining up across, I'm sure, Evan Gauger in this game. The big man, X-Man Xavier Foster, the 6'11 sophomore, then the 6'9 junior Cole Henry. And rounding out the 5 for the Indians is the senior at 6'5", Jared Cruz. And he's really, in my opinion, been the most important player for Oskaloosa. When Jared's got a good game, Oskaloosa has comfortable wins. Yeah. When Jared has a struggling game, we have to sweat it out until the end.
Tucker Nunnikoven has been playing well off the bench, too, the last few weeks. So he's another one to watch tonight.
Evan Gauger is the first man introduced. We don't have heights, but I can tell you he's a junior. And he's a nice, long, and lengthy junior.
Now, this is going to be a good team next year also, returning those two guards.
Vesey is the other. Quinn Vesey is a junior, so Gauger is a junior, Vesey the junior. It is Brady Held is the senior. And they'll be joined by another senior, Cole Scott. And then rounding out the starting 5 is another senior, Jack Orwig. Head coach for the Indianola Indians is Brett Watson. And as mentioned, 7-6 in the Little Hawkeye after going almost winless in the Little Hawkeye last year. A big improvement. It helps with experience, and that's why we talk about this team being really good next year, is because Gauger and Vesey will be back.
Yeah, this is going to be a dogfight tonight. Let's hope Oskaloosa is ready to play, because I guarantee you Indianola is. They're looking forward to this rematch.
Neither team has played since last Tuesday. Oskaloosa made some late free throws to get a comfortable 9-point win over Pella after really sweating that one out early, 65-56. And at Grinnell, Indianola picked up a tough 65-62 win, so both teams coming off of some close games. Foster going to be jumping it up with Cole Scott, and we are ready to go as both guys kind of misread the tip, but eventually X-Man gets it over to Cole Henry. It's Oski ball, wearing maroon uniforms trimmed in white, white Oskaloosa across the chest, white numbers front and back, and they'll shoot it at a right hoop. Henry over to the right wing. This is DeCock back to Henry. Henry left wing.
Jared Cruz working hard in the paint right now, trying to get the ball posting up. Good job by Jared. Good job by Indianola's defense.
Yeah, Orwig not letting him get exactly where he wants, and they're closing off that passing lane. Here is Tucker over to the left wing. This is Henry. They leave him space. He'll shoot it. He swishes the three.
Well, that's a good start for Oskaloosa. I'm not sure if you want that one game at DCG. We shot a bunch of threes and then they came back, but nice shot there by Cole from the three-point line.
Held in the front court. Indianola wearing white uniforms trimmed in purple. Indians across the chest. As a nice pass, Gogger, pump fake, Orwig, little faders in. That's a nice little look from Gogger as Oskaloosa quickly gets back into the front court. Henry left space again, but he doesn't want to shoot the three this time. He'll settle it outside the volleyball line with Tucker.
Well, we got a lot of standing here. We need guys cutting through, screening, and moving. Xavier trying to move his guy out. There you go.
Nice pass, and he'll miss the layup.
Yeah.
Rebound Orwig as Foster was wide open underneath after a good look from Henry. Gogger will get fouled on the drive inside. Well, you'd like to have those back.
Yeah, I think he almost might have got caught in deciding whether he wanted to slam it or lay it in.
And with no contact coming either, that affects the shot as well.
Yeah, so Tanner picks up, I think, his first foul early here. Got to be careful when you're guarding a guy like Gogger. He likes to dribble drive.
Bad pass, but eventually it's collected outside by Scott, and he'll settle it down out beyond the volleyball line with Vesey. Vesey, and there's a blocking foul on Xavier. He hedges really well, but sometimes he gets caught with an aggressive dribbling guard like Vesey, who is just going to look for that contact as he swings around.
Well, this is what all the teams are doing now. They're going to set high screens with whoever Xavier's guarding to bring him out away from the rim.
It worked against Norwalk. Pella did the same thing. Here's a three from Scott. That's way off the mark. Foster is fouled on the rebound by Cole Scott. First one on Indianola. By the way, on your scoreboard on your screen, you see Indians. That is Indianola. They are also the Indians. Oski is the Oskaloosa score.
I think if you're Oskaloosa, you got to rethink maybe having Xavier hedging so hard because you're taking him out of the paint completely as a defensive player.
Here's DeCock over to the left wing, about 30 feet outside. This is Tucker to Cruz outside the top of the arc, over to DeCock. 2 minutes in, it's Oskaloosa 3-2. Three-pointer by Henry, short, but he gets a friendly roll.
The rim was kind to Henry there.
The big man, Cole Henry, 2 for 2 in threes to start the game. He's got all 6 Indian points. It's not been a part of his game. He's really gone after this year. Only 6 made threes on the season coming into tonight's action. Orwig, post to post. And a little hook shot over the top of Foster. Good defense by X-Man. Rebound pulled down by Cole Henry.
And good defense because he just stood there and made him shoot it over him.
Here's Foster down the block. He's got Gogger guarding him. Help is on the way. Kick out to Henry. He won't shoot a third time, but he'll go in the paint. Spin, tough shot, miss. He gets it back, puts it back up, and scores it.
Well, he kind of just threw it to himself off the backboard, was able to get the putback. So Henry with all 8 of the Indians' points here early.
8-2 Oski with 5:15 left first quarter. Indianola with it on this left side of the floor. It is Orwig to the left side. Vesey back to the top. Gogger, crossover, spin move at the free throw line.
Much
Dribble
better.
Around. Loses the ball. It's still loose. Gogger loses it, and they're going to call a foul. And I think they're going to get DeCock.
Oh, my goodness. On a loose ball. This is, what kind of call is this?
Coach Ryan Parker beside himself, as that's the third team foul.
Jeez, on a loose ball.
And Coach Parker is giving that official an earful. You got to watch himself.
Well,
ooh, he's in a big discussion with the official. And either way,
and then Xavier getting close to getting his second.
3 from Gogger long. Tucker comes out of it with the rebound. Oskaloosa looking to improve the early 8-2 lead. Foster, top of the key, swings it
through the lane here. We got too many guys standing around.
Out beyond the volleyball line is Tucker. He stands at the center circle.
Xavier needs to flash in there.
Volleyball line 3 by Tucker is off the mark, and the rebound pulled down by Brady Hill. I just don't ever see that being a good shot. I know it's been a good shot for Oskaloosa the last couple of years, but for this team, I'm just not into the 40-footers, Doug.
Here they go. They're going to run. They want Xavier out there.
Vesey gets around, kicks it into the corner to Gogger.
We got to look at a different way. If Xavier's guarding the screener, we almost have to play that softer. Oh, he's going to get his second foul if he's not careful.
They get it over to the right wing. Gogger working on DeCock, who's got 2 fouls. Rises over him. Tough shot off glass. Missed. Foster another rebound.
Good defense there by Tanner with 2 fouls.
3:50 left first quarter. 8-2. Henry drives, kicks it out. Tucker thought about the 3.
I'd like to see Spencer do that pump fake and get the 3.
Foster tried a 3, missed it. Rebound pulled down by Held.
If Spencer gets his guy up in the air, he could jump into him and get 3 shots.
They throw the ball off of Foster's foot on the entry pass as Yates comes in, I would imagine, to replace DeCock. They still were able to buy almost all the way to the regular time that he comes out.
Yeah.
So
I think he's got 2 fouls.
Yeah, but he does have the 2 fouls. First sub in the game as Matt Deke Jr. is going to come in replacing Cole Scott for Indianola. 3.5 to go here in the first quarter. 8-2 Oskaloosa, the early lead. Out by the volleyball line is Orwig. He'll hand it off to Gogger, who's now being picked up by Yates. He gets a screen, gets around the hedge, goes to Held. Right corner 3, nothing but net.
Oh, nice shot there by Held from deep in the corner.
Held is just asked to do that. He's a 37% three-point shooter, and he shoots
Jared
a lot of them.
missed him. Xavier was open underneath, and Jared missed getting him the ball.
Henry, left wing, shoots another one. This one's short, long rebound all the way out. Look at the hustle.
Well, Spencer, go get the ball.
The hustle that time by Deke, who just came into the game, knocked Tucker to the floor, and Coach Parker saying, go get the ball.
Wow. Just let the ball bounce and didn't even go for it.
Oh, man. I love basketball games because you can see the reactions of everyone, and Coach Parker is very animated tonight. Look at this guy. All over the floor, knocked out of bounds, and it will stay with Oskaloosa.
Well,
but
Indianola is hustling like crazy
right off the
now.
bench. Look at Matt Deke. Both of those plays, I mean, he's running all over the place like his head's on fire.
Well, we better match it, otherwise we're going to be trailing here in another minute.
2:53 left first quarter. Oski ball leading 8-5. Yates gets it into the front court to Cruz, and then Cruz will wait for Tucker to come back and get it as Vesey's face guarding him all over the floor. Tucker dribbles to the right, goes to Henry inside the arc. They're giving him space. They want him to shoot it. He goes to Foster. Oh, and he just dunks it over Gogger. He has that all game long if they can just find him in there.
Yeah, nice drop step by Xavier, and then he threw it down on Gogger. So.
Well, Gogger is a point guard guarding the center because he's just got the length. But that doesn't mean he's got the size to compete with that. Gogger spins around Yates. Nice move, nice finish. My goodness.
He just burned Yates on a little dribble drive there. It's way too easy.
Little spin move, and he beat everybody to the rim. Henry, left wing. They're going to go down low again to Foster. The help comes. He's bumped. It'll be a foul, I believe, on Deke from down low. That'll be his first.
Xavier's got to be a little bit careful when he turns and puts the ball on the floor, because now they're picking back in. He might look to kick it back out to Henry, then come back in quick, and he'll have a little space to put the ball on the floor.
Now they're trying to post up Cruz. Instead, it's Henry. Cruz trying to get to that spot inside. They find Foster. He'll go on the drive. Bump into Deke.
That's a foul.
There's no foul called, but Foster finishes it anyway, coming around the horn. Oski leads at 12-7.
And a good sign if you're an Oskaloosa fan right there, seeing Xavier with some aggressiveness to the hole. That could easily have been a foul on Indianola in a three-point play.
Here is the up and under. Nice move by Vesey, but he missed the shot. Rebound pulled down by Henry.
Oh, he had Xavier deep.
Henry will drive, try to kick it out to Tucker. It kind of lost the handle as he went inside, throws it away. And that is the first Oskaloosa turnover. First turnover for either side here in the first 6.5 minutes.
Well, not under control. Once he leaves his feet, you know, you're at the mercy of wherever everybody else is going, and he got caught on that one. Xavier needs to be careful. So far away from the basket, you'd hate to see him get a second foul 25, 28 foot away from the basket here.
So the ball goes out of bounds off Oskaloosa, and inbound comes to Vesey with 1:20 left first quarter, 12-7. Right wing, here is Indianola. Deke over to Vesey. Vesey again gets the hedge. Again,
that could have been offense. Boy, they're letting a lot go out high. Watch out, Xavier.
Gogger kind of probes, kick out, 3 on the way. Orwig, money.
And that's their game right there. That's what they beat Norwalk on, was a bunch of threes. They got hot like that.
Henry, post to Foster for 2, the slammo. So 9 for Henry early, and then 6 from Foster. 8 for Henry, my mistake. And then 6 from Xavier in a row. It's 14-10 Indians.
It certainly looks.
Foul on Tucker, just ran over the screen from Orwig.
Well, you asked about the preparation time. It certainly looks to me like Indianola has plans every time they're coming down. They're running different sets. That was a double screen right there.
So we have a sub for Oskaloosa. Tucker comes out, replaced by Nunakoven. So it'll be Yates in a big Oskaloosa lineup defensively here for the last 30 seconds of the first quarter.
This is a big lineup. I'd like to see what it can do here.
Pick and roll, and they're going to say a traveling violation as Foster didn't fully sell out on the hedge, and they I think they were daring Gogger to pass it to Deke, and as soon as Deke got it, he traveled.
Well, I want to see what this lineup can do here. This is a big lineup for Oskaloosa. Should be able to just pass the ball around over the top.
15 seconds left here in the first.
Nobody's moving.
Yates will get a screen.
There's a screen, but we're just standing in the corners.
Holding for one shot, it appears. They go down low. Here's Foster. Back to Henry. Two-hand stuff on the give and go. And that will end the first quarter as Oskaloosa, a 16-10 quarter with 3 dunks, and Cole Henry and Xavier Foster doing all of the damage. It is Oskaloosa 16, Indianola 10 here on the No Coast Network.
There's room for improvement in your investment game plan, or that maybe you should send in some new plays, take a time out and talk to an experienced investment professional. I'm Bob Auld of Robert Auld Investments, an investment advisor with over 31 years of experience in Oskaloosa and Southern Iowa. Let me help you find some new strategies. Call 673-9448 or 1-800-444-AULD.
Robert Auld is a registered representative offering securities and investment advisory services through SagePoint Financial Inc., member FINRA and SIPC.
If you are looking for brand names close to home, then look no further than Penn Central Mall in Oskaloosa. Penn Central Mall has a wide variety of stores for people of all ages. Find the perfect pair of silver or Vigas jeans at Maurice's, get a pair of Oakley sunglasses from the smiling staff at Eye Care Partners, cozy up with Ashley Furniture from Gilworth Furniture, and find that dazzling diamond from Gardner Collier Jewelry. When you're done, grab a bite to eat at Mir and Cheeto or the Pizza Ranch. It's all at Penn Central Mall in Oskaloosa. Shop, walk, and enjoy Penn Central Mall.
Oskaloosa with a 16-10 lead, 10 points for Cole Henry, 6 by Xavier Foster. So the bigs doing the damage here in this first quarter. But at the start of the second, Gogger gets around a couple of screens, and his pass tipped out by Cruz out of bounds. And it'll be the same lineup for Oskaloosa coming out to start the second. The big lineup: Foster, Henry, Cruz, Yates, and Nunakoven. Indianola, they have the same 5 out there as well: Orwig, Vesey, Gogger, along with Cole Scott, actually, who's back in the game and held. Shot missed, rebound loose. Henry comes out of there with it. Nearly got an over-the-back call. Fires it ahead, just a little too much sauce on it for Foster. And
it was
the
a good look. It was just too hard a pass. He's got to put a little loft on that, and Xavier be able to get that.
I don't mind that, though. I like seeing him run like that.
We've talked about it before. I want to see him get out and run. If they're going to make a few turnovers, at least they're getting out running. Cole Henry is really playing hard right now.
He poked that pass away, but Gogger recovers it in the backcourt. Gogger will get a screen. Foster, not a full hedge, and he'll just race him back to the rim, but then he's going to get called for a little chippy foul as Gogger goes for the line. For Foster, that's his second. That is the 5th Oskaloosa foul, and it will be 2 shots for Evan Gogger, who this season a 76% free throw shooter. First one, bangs home.
Well, so Xavier and Tanner both with 2 early in the second quarter here. And
well, it's kind of an indecision by Xavier. You know, like he wants to hedge, but he's not hedging as this one missed by Gogger. Rebound Foster. They want to push Yates to Henry. Henry, that was somehow through the arms of Vesey, right into Nunakoven's arms.
There you go. Jared was just a little too late cutting through on that curl cut. It's there. He just noticed it a little too late.
They're going to try to get it down to him, but they're going to say he is fouled by Orwig as they battle for position.
And I love seeing Jared Cruz. He's really trying to move his guy out. He's playing hard in the paint right now.
Oski will now go small as Foster will exit with the 2 fouls and Spencer Tucker back in. So that's a whole new dynamic for Oskaloosa on both ends. But it speaks to the versatility that this team has with the 7-man rotation they like to play.
Well, the energy level tonight is much, much better than what we saw against Pella.
Henry, left-hand hook. Good defense by Scott. Rebound on the far side by Gogger, and he'll push it up 1 minute into the second quarter. It's 16-11, Oski by 4. Indianola ball, little pick and roll. As nice up and under by Cole Scott lays it in.
And now when you're going to hedge that and they're just going to split it, there's no Xavier back there, so I think you got to find a different way to guard this high screen.
Nunnekoven wide open 3. That's offline. Pulled down by Held on the rebound. Here comes Indianola, trailing by 3. Oh, Gogger, a little hesitation, but before his shot, they're going to wave off the shot attempt. They're going to say Nunnekoven fouled him before he got the shot up. This is a break for the Indians. That could have been a 3-point play with the continuation. Either way, it's the 6th team foul on Indians, on the Oskaloosa Indians, I should say. Vesey to inbound. Gogger.
Well, he about beat Nunnekoven to the basket there on the inbounds play.
But he is working hard offensively, trying to get himself some looks in. He's already got 4 assists by my count, getting his teammates looks. Vesey around Cruz on the head, kicks it to Orwig. Orwig a pump fake, drives past Henry, leaves it for Cole Scott, but he couldn't handle the pass, and they'll kick it back out and reset the offense.
Teams are attacking our high hedge big time.
Well, they hedge again, but this time Oskaloosa recovers nicely. Over to the right side, this is Gogger. Gogger.
Switched it up there. I like that. If you communicate, you can switch it up.
Held from way downtown. Misses. Rebound Henry. I think he just got impatient with the offense. Here's Henry.
We'll take that.
Yeah, that's a shot. Absolutely.
Let's look for Cruz here. Get off the snide and get a bucket.
Henry wants to go one-on-one with Cole Scott. Cole versus Cole here. Kick out Tucker. He'll launch it again from the volleyball line. This one is in.
Well, he caught that ball in rhythm and was able to really stroke it. Nice pass from Henry out to Spencer, and he drops a bomb to give Oskaloosa a 6-point lead here.
I'm not a huge proponent, as I mentioned earlier, of the 30-foot shot. Is rejected by Cruz on the layup attempt by Scott. Rebound Nunnekoven, and Oskaloosa wants to come the other direction.
Good hustle by Cruz down the floor. Good job by Yates to
Tucker
get out.
from 30 again. My goodness.
Well,
timeout Indianola.
He's hot, so get him the ball.
4 assists for Henry. Timeout Indianola. 32nd, we'll keep it here. 5:10 left first half. 22-13 Oskaloosa, their largest lead of the game at 9 here. Like I said, I'm not a huge fan of 30-foot jump shots, but since he's been a sophomore, Spencer Tucker's been told if you have space to shoot that ball, don't be afraid to shoot it because you have the ability to make it. Now, while you and I both can sometimes get frustrated watching him shoot those long balls, it is certainly something special when you can stretch a defense out to 30 feet, knowing they have to respect your point guard's ability to stroke the long-range bomb.
Well, and I think the thing is, Emery, you got to recognize, am I hot tonight? Is it my night? Or do I need to back her down a little bit?
Don't fire 6 more up there if it's not.
Spencer seems to be one way or the other. He doesn't shoot himself out of being cold.
Not in that game for sure. You are absolutely correct. Either way, he's hit the last 2, making Oskaloosa a 22-13 lead. And 5 minutes ago in the first half, and then Gogger and Scott were not on the same page. Gogger threw it right to Cole Henry as he was looking for his teammate Cole Scott.
Open underneath. He's doing a great job posting up. We just haven't been able to catch him and get him the ball.
Tucker leaves it for Henry on a pick and roll. Nice pivot foot, little fadeaway spin move hook.
Beautiful move.
Man, he stepped in, kept the pivot foot locked in, spun back to his left, his preferred hand, and made the little hook shot. It's now an 11-point lead for Oskaloosa, 24-13, 4.5 to go in the second. Here's Vesey working on Tucker, gets around him, gets around Cruz, draws the foul, and gets the finish. Quinn Vesey, we haven't said his name hardly at all. He's not been involved in the offense at all, but they're a really creative finish, and he'll go to the line to complete a 3-point play.
Well, it's gonna sound like a broken record, but eventually we need to go underneath some screens and make them prove that they can knock down that 3 off of the screen.
Well, Vesey may not be the guy, or may be the guy you want to do that with, under 30% from 3 on the season, as he does make the free throw and completes the 3-point play. It's 24-16, Oski by 8, 4:15 to go, first half. Here's Henry down on the block, kick out. Tucker thought about the 3, instead leaves it for Henry. Henry goes up strong, is fouled, he'll go to the line for 2.
Nice job by Henry and Spencer on the two-man game. Spencer faked the shot, dribble drive, and then hit Henry for a nice look inside.
Just knowing where the help is coming and the angles of which to pass, this is good offense from Oskaloosa.
Yes, this is as good as we've seen, I think, in a while.
That's the second foul, by the way, on Cole Scott. So Matt Deke is back to the scores table as Henry misses the first free throw. Oskaloosa's free throw shooting has been better of late. They went 10 for 10 at the line against Pella on Tuesday.
Yeah, and they are up to 61%. That was below 60.
Yeah, they dipped below 60 for sure.
Indianola only shoots 60% from the line.
Second one, Cole short. Deke, who just checked in for Cole Scott, will collect the board. So 0 for 2 to start out with here. You felt a couple of misses were due after the 10 for 10 showing against Pella as a team. Halfway through this second quarter, it's still an 8-point Oskaloosa advantage as Gauger spins in, but good team defense. He'll bounce it back outside to Orwig. He goes in on Henry. Tough shot, but gets the finish off glass.
Just kind of threw it up there and banked it in.
Tucker brings it ahead quickly for Oskaloosa with a 6-point lead. Right wings, this is Henry. Over to Tucker, he pump fakes, he's got space, but again, it's not really his game to shoot it off the dribble that much. Yates goes off the dribble, finds a cutting Nunikoven, and his shot, and they're gonna, late foul.
Late foul, we needed that. Tucker, nice cut to the basket by Nunikoven. Good find by Yates.
Pet peeve. Referees who watch the result of the play before making a call if it's a foul or not. It's a foul or it's not a foul.
Yeah,
you don't wait to see if it misses or makes the shot.
You think he was going to see if it went in, huh? So here we go with the free throw shooting. 0 for 3 here in the last 3 shots.
Nunikoven misses the first. I'm just saying, Doug, if it was a foul, it was a foul before he missed the shot.
No, I agree.
Second one, Tucker, and gets the roll off the front iron. Yeah, I like Oskaloosa, but I'm going to call that one down the middle. It's a foul or it's not a foul. Oski by 7, 25-18 with 3:15 to go in the second. Gauger tripped up, no foul called. 5 seconds. Click, kicks it out. And out by the volleyball line, Vesey will settle it down, working on Tucker. I think they want this matchup, but Vesey can't hit the 3-pointers. So he's got to do it all on the attack. And there he goes attacking with the left hand again.
Tucker's going behind the screen and going at an angle, and both of our guys were going at the angle.
Yates, left corner, hands it off. Tucker lobs it, high, looking inside. It was a good job by Gauger reading it from the backside, forces the turnover. 2:45 left first half, 25-20. Here's Vesey, that's a tough shot, blocked by Cruz.
Oh.
What a great job saving it off of Nunikoven by Deke, and I think it's going to stay down here with Indianola. No.
Well, was his foot out of bounds when he took off?
That's what he's saying now. The official here is saying that
he was grabbing the ball way back there.
Well, let's see. Now other officials are talking about it, and our official down here's call is going to stand.
Yeah, Mr. Mechanics he's on it.
Well, he pointed at the end line when he made the call.
His foot touched before he jumped out of bounds.
All right. Either way, it's Oski ball. 2.5 to go here in the second quarter. 25-20, they lead by 5. Henry faces up from 15, left alone, but he wants to attack even further, working on Deke. Kicks it over to Yates. He's open, right wing 3 on the way. Too strong. Long rebound. Nunikoven saves it to Cruz. And then a kick out. Tucker tees up a 3. In and out. Rebound Gauger.
That ball went around the rim and out.
2:10 left, but what a hustle play by Nunikoven. He stays in front of Gauger. Gauger fades on him, misses. Nunikoven playing well on both ends.
Yes,
Cruz the rebound. Timeout Oskaloosa, full timeout with 2 minutes to play in the first half. 25-20, Oski by 5. We'll take a short break, be back with the last 2 minutes of the first half in the No Coast Network.
At Mahaska Drug in Oskaloosa, getting your prescription filled is easy. The large covered drive-through and easy access to the front door is convenient, and the friendly staff is always ready to help you. With a variety of goods and home decor, Mahaska Drug is sure to have the perfect gift for any occasion. Have your favorite photos developed and framed at Mahaska Drug's framing counter, and cherish your memories for years to come. It's all at Mahaska Drug in Oskaloosa, where they have been committed to a healthy community for over 20 years. Call 673-3439 or stop in today.
Hawkeye Real Estate is your one-stop source for everything real estate in Mahaska County and the surrounding area. Whether commercial, residential, or acreages, we've got you covered with the area's largest pool of real estate professionals, full-time support staff, and property management services. With over $19 million in sales volume for 2016, Hawkeye continues to be Oskaloosa's leading real estate office. Discover what thousands already know. When it's time to make a move, get the Hawkeye Edge.
We're back here live, 25-20. Oskaloosa, a 5-point lead coming out of the timeout. 2 minutes left first half. We're talking about it. Oskaloosa has played pretty well in this game. The energy level's been good. Indianola's played pretty well as well. But it's that that thing defensively with the hedging that you're trying to say, we need to figure something out with that.
Well, I think you brought up a good point, Emery. Maybe it depends on what player has the ball and how you're going to hedge it or go underneath it. If a guy's dribbling, going off the screen that can't shoot the three, you want to go underneath it.
I'm a big personnel guy. You play your personnel. Either way, though, Oskaloosa has the ball with a 5-point lead. Nunnekoven and Henry playing catch on the left side of the floor. Still,
well, Cruz has got to be careful. He's got threes.
He's bouncing inside. Nice backdoor cut. Rejected by Gauger. It's a good look from Nunnekoven. Henry, it was Yates who found him, but the shot rejected by Gauger, but it'll stay down here.
Well, Nunnekoven looks to be one of our more effective players at cutting to the basket and getting good looks off of his cuts.
Down low, here is Henry, finds another cutting Nunnekoven, and he's fouled. He'll go to the line for 2 more.
There he is again. He's not sitting there watching guys that have the ball. He's moving and cutting to the basket
every time,
and it's paying off.
The foul was the first on Gauger. It's a 6th team foul for Indianola, so the fouls have kind of evened up, even though Ossie's got 2 important players in DeCock and Foster who are playing with 2 fouls, but they've been on the bench for a while, and Oskie's buying him time.
Oh, they're doing fine without Tanner and Xavier out there.
Nunnekoven will have 2 shots. His first is in there.
I think they've probably kept the lead right about where it was at. They make this shot here.
Oh, maybe even more.
Yep.
Second one, Nunnekoven, nothing but net. 3 for 4 at the line for Tucker Nunnekoven in the game, and it's 27-20. Oskaloosa by 7 as Vesey will walk it into the front court.
Nunnekoven continues his good play after the Christmas break.
He's guarding Gauger, gets screened, tries to go around the screen, gets some help from Cruz. He probes, kicks it out to Orwig. Orwig drives, leaves it for Deke. Back out Orwig.
Okay.
He'll shoot the 3, and it's way off, air ball, out of bounds. And it was good recovery inside there, Doug, for the Oski defense.
So what you saw right there was number 33 for Indianola is no offensive factor at all.
Matt Deke.
He had the ball under the basket. All he had to do was turn around and shoot it, and he threw it out.
He averages 1.5 points per game.
Okay, so whoever's guarding him needs to be ready to pick up a charge on these dribble drives off these screens.
Henry with Gauger ready to help out Deke if he needs to. Henry, little lefty floater in the lane once again is money. He's got 14 in the first half.
Good job by Henry. He sets that up to the right and then spins back to his left hand, and that's a tough shot to stop.
It's like a sky hook almost.
Yeah, it's a little half hook.
I mean, with his length, nobody's going to be blocking that shot. Gauger on a little 3-man weave. Cruz forces a pickup. They go to Vesey in the corner. He's not a 3-point shooter. He'll kick it back out to Gauger, who is a 3-point shooter.
So you talk about personnel. So if 33's setting the screen, he's not a pick-and-roll factor because he's a non-offensive player. So you can hedge. If you're guarding him, you can hedge.
Here is the last 7 seconds as Indianola's decided they'll just wait for one. Double screen. There's a big hedge. Nowhere to go for Vesey. It gets it to Orwig at the horn, off the mark. Good defense by Oskaloosa. And we go to the half with the Indians tied for their largest lead of the night, 29-20 over Indianola. We'll take a break, come back with the halftime show right after this here on the No Coast Network.
Can I get some?
Whatever they went through together.
Welcome, guys.
Life well planned. See what a Raymond James financial advisor can do for you.
This is the Pepsi that's got a date with your taste buds. We're talking a 2-step with you and 2 tacos at 2 a.m.
Order number 83. Come on, you're up.
This is the Pepsi that has mastered the art of the late-night munchies and is always down to dig into some deep dish. This is the Pepsi for po' boys, pulled pork sliders, and the godfather of all sandwiches, the Godfather. This is the Pepsi for those who are forever fun. This is the Pepsi for every generation.
Layton State Bank understands that everyone's financial needs and goals are different. That's why it's essential for you to bank with a local bank that knows you personally and professionally. Layton State Bank is that bank. They understand your financial situation and work diligently to help you reach your financial goals. They're committed to working with you and for you every step of the way. Layton State Bank, serving you from Layton, Pella, and Monroe. Grow strong with us, member FDIC.
Providing high-quality professional eye care with a truly caring staff is what Oskaloosa Vision Center has been doing for more than 30 years. With our state-of-the-art equipment, we can provide comprehensive eye exams, prescription glasses, and contact lenses, as well as medical care like eye infection and disease treatment, emergency eye care, and pre- and post-operative aid. Newborn to adult, we have the experience to meet all your eye care needs. Oskaloosa Vision Center. Come see us today.
Experience and talent can take you far in the game of basketball, and the same is true for real estate. Hawkeye Real Estate in Oskaloosa has the largest pool of experienced real estate professionals ready to assist you through the home buying or selling process. Make the slam dunk choice and get the job done with an experienced and talented Hawkeye agent. See what the most experience can do for you. Call 641-673-MOVE or visit us at hawkeye-re.com. Proud sponsor of the Oskaloosa Indians' new Dunkometer.
The student community at William Penn made an impression on me. It's a real statement that you can come here and be part of something real.
You have the opportunity to participate in activities.
The coaches are awesome. It's easy to play for coaches that care about you.
The real experiences at Penn have helped shape who I'm going to be when I graduate. I work harder because I want to be part of the conversation in class.
I am a leader.
I am a trailblazer.
I'm proud to be a statesman.
Indianola celebrating some more senior night activities. Saw the dance team for Indianola do a little short performance here for the hometown crowd. Your halftime score in boys basketball, Oskaloosa a 29-20 lead. You're listening to us on 99.5 FM and AM 740 KMZN. RadioKMZN.com for a live video stream, as well as MCG Channel 7. We appreciate you joining us, as well as on the KMZN mobile app. Emery Songer, Doug DeCock, Kenny Jones back in the No Coast Network studios. Titus Letzering doing our thing here live on the No Coast Network as our director on site, with some help from the Oskaloosa Video Production Program over at Oskaloosa High School under the direction of Kim Guile. So 29-20. Oski the 9-point lead. We saw great energy, Doug. 14 first half points for Cole Henry, as well as 4 rebounds, 4 assists, all team highs. 6 points for Xavier Foster, all in the first quarter, and then he had to come out early in the second due to foul trouble. 6 points for Spencer Tucker, both on 30-foot-long three-pointers on back-to-back possessions. And then Tucker Nunnikov made 3 free throws and was really active on both sides of the ball. Yates played pretty well in that first half. Evan Gogger only has 3 points. Vesey only has 5. It's been Jack Orwig with 7 that's been their leading scorer. But we've seen Oski kind of adjust the defense a little bit. I'd like to see that defense continue to get adjusted, because I talked about it. There are certain guys for Indianola when they have the basketball, like Gogger, that you really have to watch, because they can pull that shot from anywhere on the floor as soon as they get around a screen. But a guy like Quentin Vesey, who's not really a three-point shooter, not a real three-point shooting threat, you can go under the screen realistically and dare him to shoot. Then you throw in who's his pick and roll partner. If it's a guy like Matt Deke, I mean, they're not even going to be looking for him on the roll.
Right.
And he's not that good of a finisher underneath. So overall, I think Oskaloosa made some good adjustments later in that second quarter, and that's why they were able to build a 9-point lead.
Yeah, and one thing on the, if you're gonna hedge, it is imperative that your backside defender is getting over there and helping, and so they're forcing a pass across the court. You can't sit there and let them get that pick and roll going like that. You've got to cheat over a little bit so they throw the ball over to the other side. But all in all, I'm very pleased with the effort tonight. That's one thing I was looking for, is what are we going to do? Are we going to come out here and play and take this championship, or are we going to let Indianola steal it from us, or knock us back into a tie? So good job so far. Nunnikov's brought a lot of good energy. Just all in all, a pretty good half for Oskaloosa.
The Indians will be looking to try to continue to improve on that. Neither team was really saddled with any turnover trouble. Oski had 3 turnovers. Indianola had 2 turnovers. In terms of foul situation, Oskaloosa has Tanner DeCock and Xavier Foster with 2 fouls. 2 fouls for Cole Scott for Indianola. So it's been a pretty physical half, a pretty clean half, but it should be a fun second half of basketball as Oskaloosa leads Indianola on the road 29-20. We'll take another break, come back with the second half of basketball right after this on the No Coast Network.
Come here and be part of something real.
You have the opportunity to participate in activities.
The coaches are awesome. It's easy to play for coaches that care about you.
The real experiences at Penn have helped shape who I'm going to be when I graduate. I work harder because I want to be part of the conversation in class.
I am a leader.
I am a trailblazer.
I'm proud to be a statesman.
Swim Sports is once again open in Oskaloosa. This is Doug DeCock, the new owner of Swims. Along with Doug Swim, we are happy to be open again. Swims has a wide variety of trophies, plaques, and engraving available to Oskaloosa and the surrounding areas. We have an assortment of uniforms, socks, and belts, along with other sporting goods at the store. Swim Sports also provides a full screen printing facility for your screen printing needs. Come check out the new store at 118 A Avenue East in Oskaloosa. The two Dougs would love to see you at Swim Sports.
Kevin, meet your father.
Kevin.
Kevin.
Kevin. Kevin.
Kevin.
Kevin.
Kevin.
Kevin.
Kevin.
Trusted advice for life.
Kevin, how's your mom?
Thank you.
Life well planned. See what a Raymond James financial advisor can do for you.
We love to help people with their smiles. Petrito Orthodontics of Ottumwa and Oskaloosa is all about creating beautiful smiles and increased self-esteem that lasts a lifetime. We specialize in creating individualized smiles by committing to make each visit a memorable experience. Our office is equipped with state-of-the-art technology to ensure optimum results. For help with your smile, call Petrito Orthodontics.
Main Street Oskaloosa is dedicated to giving our community the downtown they want and deserve. We bring vibrant community events like Art on the Square, Christmas in July, and the Lighted Christmas Parade to downtown Oskaloosa. We believe in the unique value of our district and work to support business here. Our city's history is important and it drives our efforts in the revitalization and preservation of downtown. In 2017, we received the Signature Project Award for our inspiring and innovative placemaking efforts. Our goal is a downtown Oskaloosa can be proud of. For more information, contact Emily Brown at 641-672-2591.
Dreams start early, illustrated straight from the heart. Big or small, dreams take hard work to grow into reality. To bring your dreams to life, sometimes you need a little help. So surround yourself with people who believe in your dreams and count on Bank Iowa to help you reach them. Bank Iowa, for the dreamer in all of us.
About 3 minutes away from the start of the second half as we wrap up the senior night festivities here at Indianola High School. I like this facility they got here. Obviously, this is a big school, the biggest school in terms of enrollment in the entire Little Hawkeye Conference. But one thing that I like about having a team like this in your conference is immediately add some more legitimacy. Not only did we have good teams like Dallas Center, Grimes in a lot of sports, and Norwalk, these bigger schools, Newton, Grinnell, you know, Pella obviously competing for championships, but you add another big school into this conference, that adds a challenge in all sports. And this boys basketball team, second year into this conference, Doug, they've certainly shown that you're not going to have to sleep on us for very long. We're going to be right there, and we're seeing a lot of promise from them, especially with the two junior guards, Vesey and Gauger. But the question now becomes for Oskaloosa, can they keep the pressure on these guys? Because although they have been competitive and have been able to win some close games, especially recently, at the same time, they don't have to deal with a lot of length that Oskaloosa deals with. Usually Gauger might be the longest guy on the floor at any one game, and they're asking him to guard Xavier Foster on the other end of the floor, which Xavier's got at least 7 inches on the guy.
Yeah, and to get back to your point with Indianola joining the conference, they won girls basketball, they won baseball. They're going to be a factor in everything. They're a big school. I mean, they're eventually going to be the basketball. They're going to be right up there. So, you know, it's just going to get tougher. But talking about Gauger, he's done a decent job. Xavier's got a lot of height on him, but he's only got the one foul, and he's dangerous dribbling to the basket. It worries me every time when he's going on dribble drive off of that screen. One thing about it is if you get your hips turned sideways or parallel to the guy, you're in trouble on defense. So you've got to be able to square him up a little bit to stop his dribble drive.
He is a guy that you also have to respect outside the arc. He's about 33% on the season from outside the arc, but he'll take that shot if you go under the screen. Now, Vesey's under 30%, but he even shoots it more frequently. It's usually Held who they're trying to set up, and maybe even Orwig who they're trying to set up off the ball for those three-point looks. But if you're Oskaloosa, what they did defensively in the first half was excellent in terms of trying to limit that. It was the pick and roll game that Indianola was really looking to try to get going. And if they can defend the pick and roll, force some outside jump shots, maybe we'll see another adjustment. But we'll see what head coach Brett Watson and Indianola tries to do here, because they're down 9. Oskaloosa is going to come back with the starting 5 here, and it's not going to be easy when you're dealing with 6'11", 6'9", and 6'5" up front.
No, and we don't mean to be nitpicky. Indianola scored 20 points in that half, so Oskaloosa's defense
absolutely
did a great job. We're just looking at things, and we look down the road too. You get against a team that's got a good big man and a good guard, they're going to run this same thing. So, but no, good job by the Oskaloosa defense in that first half.
Same 5 to start the second half as started the game for both teams. It's Cruz, Tucker, DeCock, Foster, and Henry for Oskaloosa. It's Gauger, Cole Scott, along with Brady Held, Quinn Vesey, and Trent Orwig are the 5 out there for Indianola. Again, on your scoreboard, as you watch us at home, Indians is Indianola, whereas Oski is Oskaloosa. Please don't get confused. Here's Henry down on the block. He got a switch with Gauger. Left-hand hook is money again.
Yeah, good job by the Indians isolating Henry down low with Gauger, and they can just turn and shoot on with their height right there. Really taking advantage of their height right here.
Gauger goes back door, can't handle the pass to Oskaloosa.
This is big. If we can get this up to 15, 16 points here early in the second half, I think it bodes well for Oskaloosa.
7:31 left. Oski shooting at our left hoop second half. Shooting at our right hoop here in the second half is Indianola. Oskaloosa leading by 11, 31-20, early moments, second half. Backdoor cut, Cruz, catch, lay-in. Good look from Cole Henry.
And that's a new thing right there, so good start for the Indians out of the box.
That's the first 2 points of the game for Jared Cruz, and Oskaloosa still leads at 33-20. Full timeout for Indianola immediately, less than a minute in to this third quarter. We'll take a quick break and come back with more after this on the No Coast Network.
Kinetic Edge Physical Therapy, we're proud to keep the Oskaloosa Indians and their fans safe and feeling good on and off the field. Kinetic Edge Physical Therapy is the expert in injury care, orthopedics, and sports rehab, with a new facility in Oskaloosa, complete with an open gym area in addition to several private treatment rooms. If pain is bugging you, come see the experts at Kinetic Edge for a free injury screen. Find out more, including why the Oskaloosa Indians trust Kinetic Edge, at kineticedgept.com.
Oskaloosa comes out of the timeout. Backdoor cut. Cole Henry able to lead Cruz to the bucket. Henry, by the way, 16 points, 4 rebounds, and 5 assists. The kid is a machine. And that was the first 2 points of Jared Cruz after I talked about how important it is for him to have big games for Oskaloosa to look good. Well, Doug, Oski's doing pretty well with Cole Henry leading the charge.
Yeah, and we talked off air there a little bit. I got to give Coach Parker some credit, because I think those first 2 possessions were a direct result of Coach Parker making some changes in the locker room.
Here's Gauger to bring it up. Indianola after the timeout. They have the basketball down 13, 33-20. Vesey with it. And Foster doesn't hedge, but cuts off.
The first 2 times he did not hedge that all the way out like he had been doing.
Vesey shoots it from 25 and knocks it down. You'll give him that shot, though. Less than 30%, as I said, but he shoots a lot of threes. He will make 1 or 2 a game, but he shoots about 4 times per game from outside the arc at least. That's his first attempt of this game. Here's Henry again, surveys, goes to the right wing to Tucker. He'll go baseline, gets by Vesey, but his layup is short. Rebound pulled down by Cole Scott.
Well, nice job by Cruz working. They were trying to get that little back, circle back.
Gauger can shoot the 3. This one's short. Rebound poked out of bounds by Orwig, out of the hands of Cruz, who had beaten him to the spot, and it goes back to Oskaloosa leading by 10.
That last play that Oskaloosa runs with the weave up top, and then Cruz circles around, that works a lot of times, but Indianola was ready for it.
Oskaloosa with it. Foster misses the long 3. The rebound, Gauger, and he'll bring it ahead. Oski back defensively. Held, goes cross court to the right wing to Gauger. Gauger slides in, a lot of contact, and he gets the finish over to Koch. He's got 5 in the game, but hasn't really gotten going to this point. Tucker gets it to Cruz, well outside of the top of the key. They're trying to post up Foster on Cole Scott, who's already got 2 fouls.
Well, that'd be a good place to go. Xavier needs to just slide right in there and he can get the ball. Cut to the ball. There he goes.
And DeCock lobs it into him. He's got it. Power dribble. Leaves it for Tanner. Tanner probes back outside. Goes back to Foster. Foster goes back outside. His pass is knocked away by Vesey, and it'll stay here with Oskaloosa.
Well, Oskaloosa wants to exploit Cruz's matchup. It seems like on the inside to be that he's working really hard trying to get open in the post. Now, Indianola starting to face guard Tucker a little bit on the outside.
Here's Henry, gets it, 18-foot jump shot, top of the key, left short by DeCock. Vesey comes out of there with the board. He wants to push for Indianola. He'll go all the way, but cut off nicely. Pass was tipped away, and then have to settle it way back out by the volleyball line.
Well, Tanner was falling away a little bit on that.
Gauger hands it off, held, will shoot the three, right wing, way off the mark, but Gauger skies over DeCock for the rebound, but a bad pass, stolen away by Tucker. He leaves it for Henry, goes in with the left-hand slam.
Boy, nice job by Henry. I thought he was too far out on that, and he stretched it out to get the slam. So Oskaloosa definitely playing the hedge different this half. Foster is not hedging near as hard as he did in the first half.
He's protecting the drive.
Yes, he is. There he is.
Yep, Gauger drives, does find a lane to get it to Scott, but he has no lane to shoot.
Working.
They have no angle to shoot. Vesey, another deep three, and again he hits. Like I said, in the scouting report, I'm giving him that shot. He's a 29% three-point shooter. And that's from 25 feet out. Foster, mid-ranger, fade away, in and out.
Boy, nice shot there. We'll take that shot. Ball is down and out.
35-28 is the score with 4:15 to go. Vesey just runs into Foster, somehow finishes, and Quinn Vesey has taken over this game. He's got 13 all of a sudden.
Might need to look for a timeout here if you're Oskaloosa.
35-30, Oski still leading by 5, but Indianola responding with Quinn Vesey leading the charge. Here, just outside of 5 feet, and there's a traveling violation on Foster, who picked up the pivot foot before the little dish to a cutting DeCock. Xavier getting the overrated chance from Indianola's student section, and I know that as a young man that can creep into your head, but he's just got to keep playing ball, and it's going to come back to him here.
Well, you need to be focused on what you're doing out on the court here.
Here is Gauger, guarded by DeCock, gets a screen. Again, they don't hedge. Gauger has nowhere to go. Yeah, this is a great adjustment by Coach Parker and his staff. Down on the block, they kick out. Gauger left wing three, that's long. Rebound Vesey though. Man, he's taken over the game in all sorts of factors. 3.5 left, third quarter, 35-30. Oski leading by 5, but Indianola on a little push here.
Well, they've switched up the way they're guarding.
Gauger. Oh, what a scoop shot around Foster.
Well, now it's down to a 3-point game.
Coach Parker's going to let it ride for now.
Yeah, I think we need a timeout. I thought the last possession we might.
And Tucker throws it right off of Cruz, who was looking behind him. Vesey lays it in.
Now we need a timeout. How long are we going to go here?
Quickly ahead, here's Tucker. Tie game, or pardon, 1-point game. Oski leading by 1, 35-34. Here's Henry working on Gauger. Knocked away from behind. Stolen. Orwig.
Well, they're going to be behind.
They find Orwig. He misses the lay-in. DeCock gets, they're going to call it a jump ball. It's going to stay down here as Orwig and DeCock battled for the rebound. It'll be Cruz to come out. His nose is bleeding after getting hit in the face with the ball. And Yates will come in for him.
Well, that's the problem with looking over at the bench. I don't know.
I haven't seen that one before.
You know.
So Oski had up to an 11-point lead, but Indianola has charged back, led by good defense as Orwig spins all the way in and lays it in.
Xavier is not, he's back there, but he's not standing firm and holding his ground, and he's letting the guys get inside of him.
Okay, so now, as Oskaloosa tries to recover here, Indianola's outscored the Oski Indians by 12 in the last 4 minutes of basketball.
Well, our interior guys are standing there, but they're letting guys get through them.
Henry backing in, double teamed, finds DeCock on a cut, and he gets the lay-in. Good look from Henry, good finish by Tanner, and that's when Coach wants the timeout as Oski retakes the lead, a 30-second timeout. Coach Parker wants the team to recover from some adversity, and we'll see what they do here with a 30-second timeout.
I'm baffled. The switch they made is stopping the penetration, but then we stay soft and all the way to the basket, and they're letting guys get all the way to the basket, where if they just D them up right out here, they throw it back out.
DeJuan Xavier's dad and assistant coach for Oskaloosa, has been looking at Xavier and just been talking to him about stuff since the timeout started. So I'm guessing that'd be where they're going to address that, because Xavier, with 2 fouls, I know he doesn't want to pick up a third, but he's got to stay aggressive on the defensive end. We like that we're cutting him off, but they're still working their way into the paint.
Yeah, I mean, I like the change in defense and what Coach Parker's done here. Now, we just got to execute out there on the floor and not be so soft inside.
2:06 left here in the third, 37-36. Oski leading by 1, but Indianola ball. Quinn Vesey has been the star of the second half so far, and he'll drive in on Tucker. Pump fake, rejected, but they're going to call a foul, and it's on Tucker. Tucker bumped him. It was Tucker who bumped him. So the block was clean, but it was Tucker underneath who gave him a bump on the shot. Second foul on Spencer, and that is the first foul on either team in this entire third quarter. 1:57 left in the third, and Vesey's not a great shooter.
Well, their team is only at 60%. They're one of the few teams in the league that probably shoots worse than us from the free throw line.
Vesey just 53%. He's not a good shooter, but he's buried 2 threes in this third quarter to help get Indianola back into it. He does make the second after it bounces in off the front iron. He's got 16 all of a sudden. Here's Tucker, who walks it into the front court here for Oskaloosa, gets it to Yates on the right wing. Yates lobs it down to the block. Here is Henry in traffic, in and out, but it's Foster the offensive board in the putback.
Good job by Xavier to follow up there, so the Indians now with the 2-point lead. Good aggressive move by Cole Henry too, so that's what you like to see out of your big guys.
And I'd keep going in there right now, Doug, for sure.
Yeah.
That's where the advantage is. 1:30 left. There is a foul on a block, and Xavier again on the hedge, and that's the second time Vesey's gotten him on that.
Well, and that's what we talked about. He's 33 foot away or whatever from the basket. He turned his body. If you're going to get that, you got to let him run into your chest and fall over.
I don't necessarily know about a hedge that far out anyway.
I don't either.
Here's Gauger, nice crossover, goes up over Foster. What a creative finish by Gauger on the floater over the big man. 39 all with 1:15 to go, and it's a tight ball game here. Oski led by as many as 13 earlier this quarter. Indianola charged right back at him and took a 1-point lead. We're tied at 39 now. Cross-court pass, Yates finds Tucker. He'll shoot it over Vesey. That's way left. Rebound loose, and Brady Held comes out of there with it for Indianola.
Well, good recovery there on defense to put some pressure on Tucker's three-point shot.
Vesey again on the closeout.
Yeah.
He's playing one heck of a third quarter here. Gauger kind of in and out, lost the dribble, tries to drop it down as Cole Scott, then he just shuffles it out. Good interior defense again by Oskaloosa with 45 seconds left in the third. Here's Vesey to the right side, Held goes to the block. Scott throws it right to Spencer Tucker on a steal. Tucker dribbles around, goes backdoor to Henry, and he is fouled before the shot as Orwig was hustling back defensively. That'll be the first Indianola foul of the half, and it will be on the floor as Cruz will come back in. Second foul on Orwig. As mentioned, first Indianola foul. Is Foster out, Cruz back in after the bloody nose, which that play doesn't happen too frequently, you wouldn't think.
Good substitution there by Parker with 3 fouls, getting Foster out of the game. We're just standing there on our inbounds plays after we make our initial cut. You got to keep moving.
Tucker, top of the key. Henry thought about it. Now fires short. Gauger corrals the rebound with one hand.
Well, they want us to shoot that shot.
He's hit a couple in the game, Cole has, but it's not been something he's relied on very much at all this season. 15 seconds left. Indianola will hold for one as Oskaloosa got off to a fiery start here in the third.
Well,
but Indianola
Cole
just
needs
came
to
right
slide
back
in and help on defense. He's way too far out towards his guy.
Gauger spins in, shoots it over to Koch, gets 2. 1 second left. Yates from half court missed. Indianola will take a 41-39 lead into the fourth quarter after an impressive 21-point third led by Quinn Vesey, who had 11 in the period. We'll take a short break. Be back with the fourth. Indianola by 2 over Oski here on the No Coast Network.
Mouth. That poor, parched mouth. What'd you eat for lunch? Chalk dust? Did your face storm a sandcastle? You're being awfully quiet. Is that because your mouth feels like the business end of a Dremel saw? Is it because your mouth just wrote a haiku and all 17 syllables were dry heaves? Right now, your mouth could be tongue-bathing in the refreshing citrus kick of Mountain Dew. Instead, it feels like you've been motorboating King Tut's sarcophagus. Show some mercy. Crack open an ice-cold Mountain Dew. You know your mouth wants you to. Do the Dew.
You built a castle so that the prince and princess can live happily ever after. You brought the sunshine to shine upon the whole family's future. But when the sun hides behind the clouds, State Farm can help. We put the life back in life insurance to protect your family's finances, not only in the future, but today.
Call your State Farm agent Kelly Style in Oskaloosa today.
We're back here live. Indianola, a great third quarter by Quinn Vesey, who leads the way with 16 for Indianola. And Indianola leads Oski 41-39 as we start the fourth quarter. It's DeCock, Yates, Tucker, Cruz, and Henry out there for the Indians of Oskaloosa, while Indianola comes out there with Deke, who checked into the game as there's an illegal screen on Oskaloosa. And it is on Tucker again.
Was it on Cruz or Tucker?
No, it's Tucker.
Yeah, frustration setting in for Oskaloosa right now. They trail by 2. They've been outscored, what was it, 21-6?
To finish that quarter out.
To finish that quarter, so things are not going well for the Maroon and White.
Here is Indianola with 7:40 to go, leading by 2 already. Vesey's hit a couple threes from the right wing, but not really his game. He's
got
going
a mismatch underneath. Got to get help back there.
And then Tucker goes for the steal. Deke commits a charge.
Well, luckily, Yates came over, but I talked about it. Our backside defense has got to play more towards the ball instead of way over there. We got there, but barely in time.
All right, so Coach Brett Watson is going to call Vesey off of face guarding Tucker for the time being, but he will still guard him. Here's Henry on the right wing, giving him space to shoot. He won't. He'll back in on Deke, go up, kick it out. Yates, right wing. Now he'll leave it for DeCock. DeCock probes down to the short corner, and Cruz, who still just has the 2 points.
Good, much better movement on the offense right now.
Henry drives all the way to the lane and scores it. And they gave him space to operate, and he's got 20.
Yeah, we had guys cutting through. We had defenders moving around. That was much better movement on offense.
It's Gogger, Deke, Held, Orwig, and Vesey out there with Cole Scott on the bench. Oski's only played 7 guys, and Indianola's only played 6 guys. Here's Vesey outside, guarded closely by Tucker. A little inside look for Deke, and he lays it in. Good little pick and roll there as the defense was late after they doubled the guy with the ball.
Yeah. That's a
Henry.
foul.
A lot of contact on Deke, but no foul called. Gogger picks up the rebound. Indianola looking to increase. Oh, what a spin move, but he lost it. The steal will go down for Cruz. And here comes Tucker. He wants to push. He'll go all the way. Right-hand layup is good.
Well, we got a barn burner. I figured this is how this game was going to go. It's going to come right down to the end.
Yeah, it was a Vesey with it, gets it over to Deke, and we'll see how Indianola can keep playing it. Oskaloosa's defense for the first 5 minutes, or the first 3 minutes rather, of the third quarter was good as Vesey fires up a left-hand shot put. Rebound is loose, and Cruz eventually will secure it for Oski.
Boy.
After everybody's kind of watching it in a maroon uniform. Henry, top of the key. I think his time of shooting threes has come to an end. He lobs it looking for Cruz, but just misses him by a little bit long. And it goes back over. That's a 6th Indian turnover. Indianola has 7 turnovers. And we're tied at 43. Only one player in the game has 3 fouls, make that 2, and that's Tucker for Oskaloosa along with Foster. All right, 5.5 left. We got a good one brewing here in Indianola. Oskaloosa wins. They are outright conference champions. Here is Gogger. Gogger picked up on a hedge. Again, they leave Deke wide open.
Wow, nice pass. But there, once again, our backside defender is nowhere to be found.
Well, we talk about Deke only averages 1.5 points per game, but he's wide open for layups there. They got to find a way to cut off that passing lane if they're going to hedge and double. Kick out to Yates, well outside the arc. Here on the right, on the left side rather, on the block.
Body.
Henry fouled, and he'll draw the 13th foul in Indianola. 5:04 to go. This one is going to be on Deke, and that's his 3rd.
Well, they're giving Cruz a wide open little 15-footer, and he's not looking at it for some reason off the elbow there. He's just looking to dribble drive every time, but they're playing off of him, taking away his dribble drive.
Deke will come out, replaced again by Cole Scott. Henry comes out for the time being, replaced by Foster. I'm sure we'll see Cole enter the game again here soon. They bounce this in to Cruz on the block. Cruz goes into the corner to DeCock. They want to get Cruz again, but the angle's not there. Good defense, and the pass is tipped by Scott. It'll stay here.
Well, not too bad a look.
By the way, I'm being informed that the junior varsity Oski boys have beat Pella 66-58.
All right, good for them.
Thanks to Mandy Hafner for giving us a heads up on that one. Here's the inbound pass for Oskaloosa. It's Cruz. One dribble, kick out, Yates. Yates guarded by Gogger. He's got good length. Doesn't want to try to shoot over him. Gets a screen. Oskaloosa now goes
late.
Foster. They're trying to get it to Cruz on the block, but they're going to be patient here and make sure they get a good look. Down 2. It's Indianola leading 45-43. Still 4.5 to go. Here's the long 2, but it drops right to Cruz, and he's fouled to go to the line for 2.
Boy, we got a break there. Bad shot, and then Cruz gets the rebound.
Lowest
right
percentage shot you can take is the long 2, especially fading away. Even if you make it, you might as well take the other step backwards and shoot the 3, as Henry will check in here at the next dead ball, or in between the free throws, I should say, as Cruz this year, 59% at the free throw line. His first in, out, and back in. That's just his third point. Just his third point, Doug. He has not played much of a factor on the offensive end, despite them trying to find him early and often down on the block. The second foul. Shot on the way. Cruz in and out this time. So he gets one, misses the second. Rebound went to Orwig. Gogger will walk it ahead as Indianola with a 45-44 lead here. 4:20 left to play. Gogger rises and hits.
Well, they're going to have to get Nunakoven in if he's going to do that, because Tanner, there comes Nunakoven now. Tanner just cannot defend that play.
Ball stolen on a lazy pass from Tucker. Gogger all the way, lays it in.
Well, now we're down 5, folks.
5-point Indianola lead, 49-44. This team is for real. And there's another bad pass. Stolen. Gogger laying again. Gogger. 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 And Indianola 51. Oskaloosa 44. Full timeout Oskaloosa. 3:50 to go. Still plenty of time, but the Indians are going to need to answer the bell here against a red-hot Indianola squad. We'll take a quick break and be back with more after this on the No Coast Network.
Pella Printing has been leading the way in the print industry with quality equipment, modern facilities, and skilled staff. The Pella approach combines old-world craftsmanship with today's cutting-edge technology to provide brilliant printed products at a value price. They take the time to understand clients' needs from design to pre-press to printing and delivery to build lasting relationships with their customers. Whether you need personalized graduation announcements, oversized posters and banners, marketing materials, or stationery, Pella Printing offers a broad assortment of quality printed products done with speed and precision. Pella Printing, where technology and craftsmanship meet.
We are back here as the student section for the Indianola High School. They've been very vocal. They know their team is on the up and up, and we've seen that in the second half, Doug. From down 13 to up 7 here with 3.5 to go.
Well, I don't know, Emery. Our offense is just stuck in the mud here. Turnovers, then a couple bad turnovers that led to buckets there towards the end, and before the timeout, I felt like we should have got some timeouts a little bit quicker to kind of stem the tide, but we elected to not do that, and things have kind of gotten away from the Oskaloosa right now.
All right, so Tucker has it. A couple of really bad Oski turnovers the last couple of trips, leading to Gogger transition layups. We'll see if the Indians can get some points here with 3:40 left here in the fourth quarter, down 51-44. It's Henry. Nunakoven came in, checked in for DeCock. They're trying to get Foster, and a bad pass again, throwing it right to the waiting arms of Gogger, who dropped down, read the play, and was able to get the steal again. Him and Vesey this half have been unbelievable. Nunakoven nearly poked that ball away from Gogger, but...
Well, I think that's what you got to do. You got to be a little more active with your hands instead of just chesting him up totally.
Here's a rejection on a drive-by shot.
Was your backside help, which we've been waiting for all night, right there.
Rebound Cruz on the block from Henry. 3 is missed, but the rebound Henry, he goes back up, lays it in.
Nice job by Henry on the block, and then running the floor and getting the lay-in.
3 minutes left. Oskaloosa down 5, 51-46.
Henry needs to come towards the ball more.
Gogger, a mid-range jump shot, just rises up and shoots it over Nunakoven. The kid is just making shots. You talked about it in the pregame. They shoot well here, and he is on fire right now. Cruz. Henry outside. Oski down 7. Here's Foster over to the right wing, and Nunakoven finds Cruz underneath, and he is fouled by an aggressive Trent Orwig.
Well, we're getting down to must-make possessions here. They're down 7.
5 team fouls now in Indianola. That is the 4th on Jack Orwig. 53-46. 2:34 left. Nunakoven triggers in, gets it to Cruz. Cruz down to the block again. It is Foster. Foster fading, hook shot, miss. Rebound poked around. Vesey the board. And Coach Watson says, take it
Slow
easy.
it down. We got an upset here. A 45-point win for Oskaloosa. Was that right?
They only scored 28 points.
Yeah.
Indianola did the first game. Vesey and
They're
Gogger look
run
like
four corner.
Vesey and Gogger are completely different players in this game. As Vesey gets it over to Gogger. Gogger guarded by Nunnikov, and they're playing tight. 5-second count is on. And they'll hand it off at about 3.5. Vesey gets by Tucker and now pulls it back out. Under 2 minutes left to play here, and Tucker fouls him. That's his fourth. He fouled him earlier.
Well, this is what I thought some teams would do to us once they got a lead like this. And
well, with no shot clock in high school basketball, it is something that if you can run proper,
you could very well see this in districts with our bigs, all our bigs out there. A team gets a 5-6 point lead, they may just say, hey,
with 6 minutes left even.
Yeah, we're not going to play.
Oh, Gogger just loses Yates, hands it off to Orwig. They don't want to shoot it. With 100 seconds left, they lead by 7.
Spencer Tucker can't foul if he's got 4.
He's got 4.
That's a problem.
Vesey picked up the dribble too soon. Henry trapped him, and Vesey says, my bad, but they'll call a timeout. And it'll be a 30-second timeout. So with 1:32 left, you almost have to foul now, right?
Yeah, oh yeah.
Okay, so now if you have to foul.
Well, you get Spencer, well.
Okay, but here's the thing. It makes no sense to not foul. This team isn't a good free throw shooting team.
Right, yeah.
And you have another 2 fouls yet to give, which is going to take 10 seconds to give.
Yeah.
So you got to try to get into that 1-and-1s. By the way, if you foul anybody besides Evan Gogger that we've seen today, it's a 50-50 shot that they miss. The only other guy that is over 60% on this team is Gavin Smith, who we have not seen in the game at all. I'm sure they will think about checking him in if they get into severe situation and they can't make any free throws. But as it stands right now, number 2 for Indianola is the only guy that can make any free throws on a regular basis. Everybody else struggles with that.
Well, you're right. It's foul him.
Foster
Go for
does.
the ball, Xavier.
He just kind of patted him on the back, waiting for a foul call. For Xavier, that's 4.
We still got 2 fouls to give, or 1 foul to give.
1 more foul to give, and then the next foul would be a 1-and-1 with 1:30 to go. Oski down 7. It's going to take quite a bit for them to come back now. Orwig gets it in, held, and Cruz went in there looking for a jump ball. The possession arrow favors Indianola, but they will get Cruz for his second foul. And now it'll be 1-and-1.
Now you almost got a double Gogger. Then he gets it too easy.
They go over to held, though.
Foul him. No, not him.
Well, we'll see. Gogger with it in the mid-range. And then Tucker comes from behind and steals it. That's a good play by Spencer Tucker. They go down to Cruz underneath, and he lays it in. Timeout, Oskaloosa.
Right away. Just foul right away.
All right, so you're back within 5 now. That was a savvy play there by Tucker, flying across and getting the steal.
Put Nunnikov in for Spencer, and then
Nunnikov only has the 1 foul.
Then foul. And then get Spencer back in there after the foul, right? That makes sense? Spencer or...
Because you can do that.
Yeah, you got to get Spencer off the floor and get somebody that has less than 4 fouls
unless you're trying to get steals. Unless you're going for a trap.
What are the chances of that? I mean,
I don't know.
We got one right there, which is, okay, great, but we're not going to get 2 or 3 more steals here.
All right, so down on their end, it is going to still be the same 5. Tucker, Yates, Foster, Henry, Cruz for Oskaloosa. Indianola to inbound underneath their own hoop. Gogger gets free, gets the ball, guarded closely by Yates in the backcourt. 10 counts on, but it's 1-on-1 right now.
5-point game.
With 1:05 left, nearly knocked away. They said it was tipped. Not an over and back because it was tipped.
You got to get the ball out of his hands.
And then they're going to say a little trip foul on Yates, and it'll be a 1-and-1 for Evan Gogger, who at the line tonight is 1 for 2.
Even if you had Nunnikov and Tanner in there with their quickness to maybe try to get a 5 count there, see, he's able to dribble drive, get him far enough away and get a new count.
59 seconds left. The front end of a 1-and-1 coming here for Evan Gogger. It's on the way. He hit it. 20 points for him. And he has been huge on both ends of the floor. 1 more will make it a 3-possession game once again here for Indianola. Gogger makes it. 2 for 2 for Gogger, and he is proving he is the real deal here tonight. Tucker will go on the drive. He'll lay it in with one hand. 10 points for him. Oski again with full court pressure.
Foul him, but Spencer.
Spencer tried to foul him. Now it's Yates, I believe, he'll get him.
Okay, good foul. Foul right away. Make these guys hit free throws.
Yates second. So now it's Brady Held, who's 4 for 8 on the season from the free throw line. And he's got a 1-and-1.
So you got Spencer down for 4 fouls, that's right?
I do, yeah.
Do they have that up there?
Yep. The scoreboard had it up after the last one. Held.
They got him down for 2.
No, that's the other 10.
Oh, okay.
Held makes the first, though. So clutch on the first attempt. He's a good three-point shooter, so he does have a good stroke. It's just a matter of making the 15-footer at the stripe with all the pressure on you. He misses the second.
Yeah, and then they hustle and almost get the rebound.
Cruz gets the rebound. Oski down 6. Got to go quick here and got to get points. Tucker drives, goes all the way. Right-hand layup again is good. Timeout, Indians. Full timeout.
Now you make your substitution here. You got to.
Okay, so it's 4 now. And like I said, unless Gavin Smith checks into the game here for Indianola.
I think I just saw no more timeouts.
No, Oski just used their last, and it's on the scoreboard.
Okay, yeah.
And it will be Nunakoven checking in for Tucker. He just went to the scorer's table, and he will be in for defensive purposes. Again, the one guy you don't want is Evan Gauger to catch the ball, unless Gavin Smith comes in. We haven't seen him all game. I doubt we see him here. So everybody else is fair game. You're fine with the first, like, fouling any of those guys with 50 seconds, I believe, is left. You have time, Doug, here, if they miss some free throws, to just play ball and play this out, but you can't let Gauger get the ball.
Well, I think no matter what, you foul immediately.
Even if it's Gauger.
There's 46 seconds left, I think. So once the ball goes in, I'd foul. I'd foul. I wouldn't let them hold the ball more than 5 seconds in any possession the rest of the game. They're going to have to make free throws to win this.
All right, same 5 out there for Indianola. New player is Nunakoven replacing Tucker for Oskaloosa. 37.9 left to play.
You got to watch somebody going deep off of this.
Gauger trying to come back and get the basketball, and they're going to call a foul on Gauger away from the ball. Nunakoven was draped all over him, trying to avoid him getting the ball, but not something you see too frequently is while the clock stopped on the inbound that they call a foul. Nunakoven second, and it does indeed. Even though he didn't catch the ball, Evan Gauger has a 1-and-1 here on this end as Nunakoven comes out, Tucker back in.
That's all right, though.
Well, no time came off the clock.
Yeah, I'd do that every time if you can.
56-52 in the front end.
But he's
nothing but net.
stroking it right now.
You can't. For him, absolutely. He's the right guy for Coach Brett Watson and Indianola to be at the line. One more to come for him. He's 4 of 5 at the line tonight. His second, nothing but net again. Stroking it. Timeout, Indianola. It's going to be a full timeout. They still have 1 remaining. So 37.9 left. It's a 6-point game. Do you start trying to drop the 3? Because you're going to have to start cutting into this at some level, Doug. You can't just rely on missed free throws if Gauger continuously finds ways to be the guy that shoots the free throws.
What's the time left?
37.9.
Yeah, 37. If there's 47, maybe you can go one more time for 2. But now, yeah, I think you got to run somebody. I'd look for, if Yates is in the game, I'd try to free Yates up. They're going to be looking for Tucker. They're going to be all over him. I'd try to run Yates off a screen and get him an open 3.
And Henry's made 2 threes in this game. We know Cruz has the ability to hit 3s. Xavier has the ability to hit 3s. If you're open for 3, I think now's the time you take the open 3. But let's just take a deep breath here and say what a game we've seen from Indianola in this one.
Yeah, they battled. I mean, they have played hard. They were confident. We could see it in their step.
They were down 13. They could have packed it in early third quarter, and instead they came right back at Oski.
They certainly could have. And give them credit. They played hard. This is going to be a team to reckon with next year.
You lose by 45 in the first game. You only score 28 points. You're down 33-20. Give up 4 quick points to start the second half. And then you come right back at Oskaloosa and make a huge 21-6 run to take a lead. And now you're up 6 with 37 seconds left. I give kudos to Indianola and their boys basketball team. Out of the timeout.
Great job tonight.
Out of the timeout. Oskaloosa will run it up. It is Tucker. Tucker gets a screen to the right, lobs it for Yates. He'll catch and shoot top of the key, miss it to the right. Gauger gets the rebound, and he will be fouled by Henry, and he can make one free throw to make it a 3-possession game.
Well, that's kind of what I thought they would do, try to find Yates for a shot, and they did.
He was an open look. It was. He was wide open on the pick play.
Well, the Oskaloosa has been a car leaking oil for the last few weeks, and
survived some tough tests.
Yeah, but it hasn't been pretty, and it's caught up to them.
First one, nothing but net. Evan Gauger makes it indeed a 3-possession game at 59-52. So, assuming Norwalk handles winless Grinnell.
Well, they already did. They played.
Oh, yeah, they played on Friday. You're right. So my mistake. I didn't have that in my notes because I didn't update my notes. Gauger misses the second, however. Still a 3-possession game. Oski got to go quick. So here's Henry. He'll shoot right wing. That's long. Gauger, wow, Spider-Man rebound, and he'll be fouled. That's an impressive rebound by the young man.
Yeah, he's got a Division II offer out of a pretty decent basketball school out of North Carolina already.
Well, his length, his touch, his shooting ability, the improvement from last year to this year has been impossible. Not impossible. We saw him being good. I guess he's definitely put the work in. Let's just put it that way. 17 seconds left. Gauger's first free throw rattles home. And he's making most of the free throws. He's getting the opportunity to ice this game by himself. But even rebounds like that underneath, just throwing his right hand up there and sticking to him, and he pulls it in strong. That's stuff you can't teach some of these guards.
He's going to be big time next year.
He's the best player in the conference next year.
Yeah,
maybe outside of Foster and Henry.
Well, he can take a game over, though.
Here's the right corner. Cruz wide open, misses the shot. Rebound, Orwig. And Oskaloosa is going to pull back the Dogs with 5 seconds left. Indianola knocks off Norwalk and Oskaloosa, and they factor into this conference race by forcing those two teams to settle for a tie atop the Little Hawkeye Conference, as Norwalk and Oski both defeated each other once. And of all the teams, Doug, in the preseason, you would have asked me there was going to be one team in the conference to beat both Norwalk and Oskaloosa. I would have said Pella, DCG, Newton.
Yeah.
I may have even said Pella Christian before I would have said Indianola.
Right, it wouldn't have been. But we kind of knew. We saw Indianola almost knock us off here last year. And you know, we're just not playing very good basketball right now.
Well, I'll say this. The first 2 quarters and 2 minutes of this game,
we played hard.
It was good. The energy was excellent, but Indianola called a timeout, regrouped, and it was Quinn Vesey who got him back in the game. He had an excellent little spurt in the third. He hit a couple of threes in the third quarter, did an excellent job of setting up his team to make this comeback, and then it was Gauger with a couple of steals and layups that got them a multi-possession lead, and Oskaloosa was just trading baskets with them at that point. They didn't miss free throws. They out-executed Oski at the end of the game, and it ended up being a 61-52 victory for Indianola. So we'll take a break, come back with a post-game show after this right here on the No Coast Network.
Valve Company, being the premier place to work is part of our core vision, and this includes helping our local community be a premier place to live. Clow cares and is committed to creating a happier and healthier community. By volunteering in local events and fundraisers. By donating to nonprofit organizations. By leaving a better tomorrow than today. Clow is more.
We are Clow Valve.
If you think there's room for improvement in your investment game plan, or that maybe you should send in some new plays, take a time out and talk to an experienced investment professional. I'm Bob Auld of Robert Auld Investments, an investment advisor with over 31 years of experience in Oskaloosa and Southern Iowa. Let me help you find some new strategies. Call 673-9448 or 1-800-444-AULD.
Robert Auld is a registered representative offering securities and investment advisory services through SagePoint Financial Inc., member FINRA and SIPC.
If you are looking for brand names close to home, then look no further than Penn Central Mall in Oskaloosa. Penn Central Mall has a wide variety of stores for people of all ages. Find the perfect pair of silver or Vigas jeans at Maurice's. Get a pair of Oakley sunglasses from the smiling staff at Eye Care Partners. Cozy up with Ashley Furniture from Gilworth Furniture. And find that dazzling diamond from Gardner Collier Jewelry. When you're done, grab a bite to eat at Mirachito or the Pizza Ranch. It's all at Penn Central Mall in Oskaloosa. Shop, walk, and enjoy. Penn Central Mall.
At Mahaska Drug in Oskaloosa, getting your prescription filled is easy. The large covered drive-thru and easy access to the front door is convenient, and the friendly staff is always ready to help you. With a variety of goods and home decor, Mahaska Drug is sure to have the perfect gift for any occasion. Have your favorite photos developed and framed at Mahaska Drug's framing counter, and cherish your memories for years to come. It's all at Mahaska Drug in Oskaloosa, where they have been committed to a healthy community for over 20 years. Call 673-3439 or stop in today.
Hawkeye Real Estate is your one-stop source for everything real estate in Mahaska County and the surrounding area. Whether commercial, residential, or acreages, we've got you covered with the area's largest pool of real estate professionals, full-time support staff, and property management services. With over $19 million in sales volume for 2016, Hawkeye continues to be Oskaloosa's leading real estate office. Discover what thousands already know. When it's time to make a move, get the Hawkeye Edge.
Can I get some help?
Whatever they went through together.
Welcome, guys.
Life well planned. See what a Raymond James financial advisor can do for you.
Final score of boys basketball, 61-52. Indianola pulls off another home upset. They defeat the Oskaloosa Indians, splitting the season series with them, and they've deserved it tonight. 9 o'clock in the evening, you're listening to Oski basketball on 99.5 FM and AM 740 KMZN, with live video stream on radio KMZN.com and MCG Channel 7, as well, of course, as the KMZN mobile app. And this is the Indian Hills Community College post-game show. Indian Hills Community College. You can tell us your goals so we can help you see the future. Get an inexpensive start to a 4-year degree or get on the fast track to high demand and high paying jobs. They will help you find the option that fits your professional and personal choices. Indian Hills Community College post-game show, and we'll start out right here. Quinn Vesey in the third, Evan Gauger in the fourth. That backcourt duo, Doug, was the difference. It was Indianola 61, Oski 52. The turning point came when Coach Brett Watson called a timeout for Indianola after Oski scored 2 quick buckets to start the third quarter. Oski led 33-20, and after that, Indianola went on a big push, couple of threes from about 25 feet on the right wing by a guy who's not typically a great three-point shooter in Quinn Vesey, but that got the team going. They played good defense. They got some steals. Oskaloosa threw a ball off Jared Cruz's face for a steal and an easy lay-in on the other end. Then you had Gauger to make 2 really good defensive plays on lazy passes and then get layups on the other end. Just like that, early in the fourth, you were down 5, and Oskaloosa couldn't ever get closer than, I believe, 4 the rest of the fourth quarter.
No, the better team won tonight. I mean, the coach calling the timeout after 2 baskets and saying that's it was a great timeout.
That was 40 seconds into the third quarter.
Yeah, 40 seconds in. He said, no more. We're not going to let this get any worse. And he called timeout, and the game switched right then. And that's what a timeout at the right time can do for you. So the better team won tonight. If you're an Oskaloosa fan, you know, we play Sheraton tomorrow. We'll try to get back on the winning track. But now, you know, you look at the path to state and you think about state. Now we need to think about the next game because this team is struggling big time right now. Their confidence is shaken.
It's easy to get caught up in the facade of 17-3 and 12-2 in the Little Hawkeye, but the last few weeks, a lot of these wins, even against the Grinnells, even against teams that you dominated the first time through. And Coach Parker and Coach Foster, DeJuan Foster, made good points when I talked to them last week after the Pella game, where they all said, hey, by the way, you know, when you've beaten everybody the first time by, 30-some points, it's hard to get motivated knowing that you're that much better than other teams, but teams made adjustments, and Oskaloosa just hasn't answered the bell. They have had to sweat out a lot of these second games in these doubleheaders, and not only have they sweat them out, we're talking Newton by 1. We're talking Pella was within a couple of possessions until late free throws. Doug, I'm
sorry, we're playing for a conference championship. I don't want to hear that. I don't want to hear that it's hard to get up for a game. I mean, we got to be able to motivate and play hard. We haven't won a conference championship. We won it. We shared it, but my goodness.
96 was the last time, but yeah. But what do you want to see tomorrow against Sheraton?
Well, certainly you want to see them play hard. I mean, I don't.
The first 2 quarters were all right.
Yeah, they were. The first 2 quarters, I thought they did play hard, things just got out of control there after the timeout.
So do you think that getting up 13 and feeling that the game was in their hands, do you think that Oskaloosa kind of had a mojo switch there?
Very well, yeah. It certainly looked like
because they were all clapping. They knew that they had Indianola right where they wanted him after they went up 33-20, and then it was Indianola that came out, and they were the ones that really put the pedal to the metal, and it took them less than 6 minutes to end up taking a 1-point lead after being down by 13.
Well, and that shows their toughness, and that's something that, loose balls and rebounds and stuff, that's about heart. That's about desire. That's about wanting to go get balls and play hard. And I've been harping on this for the last 2-3 weeks. We've got to play hard. I believe we're talented enough that if we play hard, we're going to win for a whole game. We don't even necessarily have to play good if we just play hard for the whole game. And that's defensively too. We made a change on the hedges like we talked about, and it looked like it was working nicely.
It was.
But we were turning sideways inside and letting the guy dribble drive and get to the baskets. Tomorrow, it's not a very good Sheraton team. What are we going to take from that? We win by 30. Are we going to be like, oh man, we're back on track? I'm not. I ain't buying it, because we should win by 30 tomorrow night.
Well, what about Sadell on next Monday, your first round matchup in sub-state play?
The point I'm trying to make is it's a coin. It's up in the air now. I mean, you got to show up and play. It's playoff time, so.
Opportunities knocking, Doug, and it's whether or not Oskaloosa can answer the door here after the Sheraton game. You got Sadell, which is a 2-win team, coming down for that first-round sub-state game. But after that, it's going to get tough. It's not going to be easy.
Yeah, it's you get into. Hopefully, what we do is we get our confidence back in these next 2 games.
Good chance to do that.
That's what you really want to see. Guys hitting some threes, knocking the ball down. We haven't got a running game going hardly at all in the second half of the season. We've got nothing going.
Think about points. Think about just points. Yeah. I think the second time through,
52.
We had 52 tonight. You've had 56, 56, 51. I mean, it's been a lot of mid-50s, low 50s. And this team, the first half of the season, was averaging close to 75, 76 points per game. So it's a big change. Yeah, we got to get our mojo back here starting tomorrow against Sheraton. But you can't just win that game and say, oh, okay, man, we're back. No, we got to. It's one game at a time now. All right, we will sign it off, Doug. I appreciate you sitting with me. Will I see you tomorrow? Yeah, I'll be there. I don't know if I'll be on. I think Calvin's going to be calling the game, but I'll see you. I'll see you at the gym. Oskaloosa boys will be put back in action tomorrow. Doug, thanks so much for joining us, and we'll talk to you again. I think postseason time will be the next time we'll be on together. That sounds good. We might have some small school stuff this Thursday, Class 2A district basketball, Eddyville, Blacksburg, Fremont gets started. So I'm sure we'll be talking to you then. But thanks, Dougie, for sitting with us again tonight. All right. Thanks, Emery. All right. That is Doug DeCock. Once again, we're talking postseason basketball, and it's going to be girls tomorrow night. You can check out, of course, the Oskaloosa Indian boys as they're going to be playing live in the Oskaloosa High School Gymnasium. If you can't make it, we'll have a video-only broadcast that is going to be on MCG Channel 7 as well as RadioKMZN.com. But we'll also have a couple of radio games for you. John Martinson will be in Sigourney, as the Sigourney girls will be in their first-round matchup in the quarterfinals of Class 2A basketball. And then in Class 1A, it will be the North Mahaska Warhawks looking to try to get themselves off to a good start. Kylie Broadway will be on the call there as North Mahaska looks to try to get themselves a first-round win as they go into the regional play unbeaten. All those games for all of our teams are going to be starting after 7 o'clock. For the girls' games, we'll have the 6:45 pregame, 7 p.m. opening tap. For Oskaloosa, their game's going to start roughly around 7:30 or 7:45, so be sure to join us right around 7:15 or so for the start of that one. That'll do it for us. I'd like to thank our board operator back in the No Coast Network studios in Oskaloosa, Kenny Jones, our director, Titus Letzering, help of the Oskaloosa Video Production Program under the direction of Kim Guile here from Indianola. I'd like to thank my partner, Doug DeCock. This is Emery Songer signing off. 2 finals tonight, 78-28. The Oski girls fall as they get set for their matchup on Wednesday against Knoxville in regional play. And then the Oskaloosa boys get beat by Indianola 61-52. Indianola, an impressive victory here, moving to 13-7 overall and 8-6 in the Little Hawkeye. Oski's boys now 17-3 overall and 12-2 in the Little Hawkeye, and they'll be back in action as mentioned tomorrow against Sheraton in the regular season finale. That'll do it. My name's Emery Songer. Thanks for joining us and tuning in. You've been listening and watching live Indian basketball on the No Coast Network.
This has been Oskaloosa Indians basketball action on the No Coast Network. Brought to you by Mahaska, Bank Iowa, Clow Valve Company, Kelly Style Insurance, Oskaloosa Area Chamber, Petrito Orthodontics, Hawkeye Real Estate, Swim Sports, Awards and Screen Printing, Raymond James Financial Services, William Penn University, Fairway, Kinetic Edge Physical Therapy, Roxfort's Decorating Center, Pella Printing, Penn Central Mall, Oskaloosa Vision Center, Robert Auld Investments, and Mahaska Drug. This has been a presentation of the No Coast Network.